build up to a good game on what is a very, very sad occasion. Buckingham Palace announced 25 minutes ago that the Queen has passed away and she's at her residence in Balmoral. Now, myself and Geo had a little chat beforehand and we didn't really know whether to do this stream today, but the game goes on. I do think there'll be some cancellations coming up and there'll probably be, well, there will be a period of national mourning. But we decided to carry on with the game anyway and carry on with the stream. All we would ask is, we do understand that probably emotions going to be running high on this. So we just ask that please, if everybody could sort of remain friendly in the chat. We understand that there's probably going to be people who don't normally join in with our streams who are going to jump in and just try and be respectful that some people are going to be upset about it. And even if you're not upset about it and you're not a royalist, please just, now's probably not the time. And please just do respect us, Hammers Chat. We're not media trained. We don't really know what to do in such situations. So we've decided to go ahead with it. So please don't be too harsh on us that we've decided to do the stream anyway. I'm pretty sure, and I don't know, that they'll probably scrap the Premier League schedule for the weekend. So that's it. We're just going to concentrate on the football from now until the end of the video. I just didn't want you to think we were insensitive souls and we're ignoring the situation. We're certainly not. Geo, game tonight, my friend.
Yes, and clearly, sleep well, Her Majesty. Sad news. It is a sad day. But yes, we've got to try and, as West Ham fans, try to get up for the game to some extent. We'll take a look at the lineup in just a second. It's Europa Conference League night, so it means the lineups are out a little bit earlier than usual. Lots of changes for West Ham, I should say. Lots of new faces playing for West Ham United this evening. Gonzo, are you ready to take a look at the West Ham team, or we'll just get straight into it?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's crack on with it.
Well, I should get prepared myself, actually. I'm not really prepared.
Yeah, I haven't got the West Ham team.
I don't know what it is. You're going to have to guess. In goal for West Ham this evening, we've got Areola. It looks like we're switching to a back four with Soufal, Thilo Kehrer, Angelo Ogbonna and Emerson at the back. Flynn Downs makes his first start for the Hammers alongside Declan Rice and Manuel Lanzini, with Maxwell Cornet, Said Benrahma and Gianluca Scamacca.
That's a good team. That's a good team, and I'm delighted. The thing that stands out immediately is Flynn Downs playing, which I'm really, really pleased about, actually. Pleased for him. He needs to get his chance. Obviously, David Moyes alluded to it, and I hope he'll play a pivotal role in it. I think it would have been quite demoralising for Flynn. I mean, we understand Souček's got a knock anyway, but it would have been quite demoralising for him, I think, if Coventry had started ahead of him. So I think this was important. It probably does cement in his mind that the only reason he didn't start in the first leg against Viborg was because of a little injury he was carrying. Good to see Scamacca back as well, Gio.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I find it's difficult to be bothered by the lineup, given everything that's going on this evening. It does take the importance away from the football, if you like. It is a reminder of life. But looking at the team, it picks itself. I mean, I think it was an easy one for Moyes to pick. I don't think Moyes had that much options, really. No. I was trying to look early and predict what the team would be, and I only had one player that I couldn't guess. You know, I think the back four picks itself. The keeper picks himself. We know Souček's got a slight injury. We know Creswell's out. Johnson's out. So the midfield, Rice and Downs was obvious. Scamacca has to start up front after missing the last couple of games through an illness. Cornet needs an opportunity. So Lanzini needs to play. So that left Benrahma, Bowen, or Fornals, and he's going beside Benrahma, which makes sense considering he didn't play at the weekend against Chelsea, or he certainly didn't start that game at the weekend. So I think it was an easy one for Moyes to select. It's a really strong team there, though. You look at that team, really strong. I imagine if I was to go back and look at the sort of the Europa League group stage games last season compared to this one feels a lot stronger. You know, last season we'd have been dragging in Alex Kral or Andrei Yarmolenko or Ryan Fredericks, and, you know, no disrespect to those players, but this is a step up from there. This is better ability players, and they're better experienced players in there as well. It's a strong team. It's, like I said, while I do think his hand is forced, I think it's a reasonable statement of intent from Moyes, which is, I want to win this game, I want to win this group, and I want to go on and win this competition as well, which is important. You know, he sounded quite glum in the press conference ahead of this game. What was the quote? I can't remember exactly, but something like, it's hard to get up for. Nobody says, "Oh, group games, yeah, can't wait," or something. Something along that lines. And it sounded quite downbeat, but I guess he's just being honest at the end of the day. But yeah, a strong lineup for West Ham, and one you expect to sort of navigate this evening with relative ease. If I'm honest with you, some players need big performances in that starting 11. Geo Gonzo.
I think so. I'll tell you one thing. What I do think when I look at that, and that is that Lanzini needs a game tonight. And it is a good team, and I do agree that I think it's stronger than what we've seen. But I really do think, not that anything can happen. I think he's here for the duration of the season anyway. But I think he needs to be pressing for inclusion in the team, which is going to be harder than ever now. When I say the team, I mean the team for the Premier League games. It's going to be harder than ever now since we signed Paqueta. He has the ability, as we've mentioned on numerous occasions, to be a dominant factor in these games, to control the ball, to control the tempo of the game. And I think he's had a slow start to the season, which is a shame. I mean, he was looking forward to come back to training. I mean, he did an interview when he was in Buenos Aires, and he did an interview saying he was really looking forward to come back to West Ham and beginning training and whatnot. So he's got every capability of being man of the match tonight. And I think he needs to sort of step up and do it. I'm really delighted to see Ogbonna back as well. It just affords Zuma another rest. He's looked a bit fitter. Zuma looked a bit sharper in the last few games. And nonetheless, I'm pleased that he's not having to exert himself in this game. Kehrer next to Ogbonna as well. It's good. Really pleased to see Emerson there, but that probably indicates that Moyes had earmarked Cresswell for the Newcastle game. Obviously, I would imagine the Newcastle game doesn't go ahead now. Big game for Cornet as well.
Yeah, Cornet is the one I'm looking at, thinking, here's your chance, sunshine.
I think certainly, and Scamacca, we saw him link up quite well with Scamacca. Let's get some crosses in. The striker's 6'5". Let's take advantage of that as well.
It looked like a 4-3-3 to
you? Yeah, I think so. I can't even remember what I said to my team in the preview. I think I had Ashby in there. I guess we'll see the bench, but I think my team was not dissimilar to this. Certainly that was the composition of my midfield. I wanted Cornet there. I think I had dropped Bowen as well for this. I think that might almost be my team. I can't quite remember, but I think 4-3-3. If Moisey was clearly listening to what I was saying, so
it's your fault to lose, then, isn't it?
It will be, yeah.
Anyway, let's take a look at the FCSB team this evening. In goal, we've got Tarnu Vanu. At the back, we've got Kretu, Dawa, Tam, and Radunovic. Midfield trio of Olaru, Ejuma, and Oida. Front three, they've got their striker of Compagno. Onto the right, they've got Cordia, and onto the left, they've got Kumin as well, who is their captain this evening for the Romanian side.
Yeah. Well said.
According to the Europa League app, according to UEFA's app, they play 4-3-3. But in the preview, somebody commented saying they play a 4-2-3-1. So we'll wait and see. I tend to believe what people say rather than the graphics on the apps, if I'm honest with you. Bear in mind, BT Sport last night for the Tottenham game had them playing 4-4-2 with Perisic up front with Harry Kane. So
nice. Let's hope the opposite. Well, clearly they played Valencia, wasn't it last night? Is that who they played?
Tottenham are playing Marseille.
Of course, because we were waiting for Payet to come on, weren't you? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Richarlison scored a couple. I just wonder if the Marseille manager was looking at that and thinking, this is it, and I'm going to set up my tactics to combat Harry Kane and Perisic up front in the 5-4-1.
Right, let's run through the bench for West Ham this evening. We've got two goalkeepers on the bench, but you do have lots of players on the bench in the Europa League. We've got Randolph and Heggie. No Fabianski tonight. He's been afforded the evening off. We've also got Kurt Zuma, and this is in numerical order. Charlie's got it in positional order for you on the screen there. We've got Kurt Zuma, Pablo Fornals, Michail Antonio, Lucas Paqueta, Craig Dawson. Craig Dawson has returned to the squad. Javid Bowen, Connor Coventry. We've also got Potts, Clayton, and Mubama as well.
Yeah, I mean,
I like that bench. It's got experience. It's got what I would call the red button alarm substitution. So if things ain't going right, you push that button, and Bowen and Michail Antonio Paqueta's all ready to come on. You've also got the youngsters on there, like with Bama, Clayton, Potts, and to some extent, Connor Coventry as well. You've also got a player coming back from fitness in Craig Dawson that you could do in minutes. Is Ogbonna fit to play 90 minutes, even if he's not? Brilliant. Let him play 65, let him play 70 minutes, let Dawson have 20 minutes. I think that's a really good bench for us this evening, actually. I think it's got a bit of everything that we need.
Yeah, and I hope that we're going to, get into a good lead and we'll see some of the youngsters. That would be great. I hope he does that, Gio. I hope if we are in a lead, he doesn't think, oh, you know what, I am going to stretch the legs of Paqueta or whatever. I mean, we'd all like to see Paqueta, wouldn't we? We'll, he's skillful and whatnot, but it'd be nice to see Mubama on there and give him some experience as well. Coventry, if we're well up after 60 minutes, get Rice off, bring Coventry on or something. Let give him some more European experience. I think this is really, really important. I hope we don't see Zuma and Fornals and Antonio actually, but Dawson on the bench is in many respects probably the news of.
Yeah, we've got 4 fit senior centre. Well, I'll say 4 fit. We've got 4 senior centre backs in the squad tonight. 2 starting and 2 in the bench. I mean, we only had 1 a few weeks ago, so this is good. What we will just say, West Ham United have tweeted out 7 minutes ago. I'm a bit late, but the West Ham United have tweeted out, following our direction from the FA and UEFA, tonight's fixture against FCSB will take place as planned at London Stadium. A minute silence will be held before kick-off, allowing the teams, match officials, and everyone in attendance to pay their respects to Her Majesty the Queen. So the game is going ahead. And just quickly, just want to say thank you to everybody in the live chat so far. The live chat's been really, really respectful and stuff like that. So thank you very much. The bench for FSC, I really struggle saying this. What you guys won't know, when we did the preview, we had to do 3 takes because the first 2, I kept calling them FSCB. But anyway, for FCSB, the bench tonight, I'm going to butcher these names, but here we go. Vlad is on the bench alongside Harut, Stosia, Popescu, Mikulescu, Dolka, Boboc, Pantia, Buhena, Serbin, Radoslavsku, and Rusu. I mean, there's some names. I'm not going through it again. I don't know anybody that plays for them. That Cordia. There was a couple of Romanian fans commented on the previous in Cordia. They had high hopes for him sort of a couple of seasons ago, but it's not really taken off for him yet. Koeman's their captain, but they didn't really offer too much insight. There was just a couple of people saying thank you for looking into the history of the club, and then one person commenting saying that this is not Bucharest. Bucharest is CSA, the one that's been formed recently. So there was one angry fan in the preview. Yeah. But they're gonna have a big following at the ground. For those that hadn't noticed, there was a video going around on social media earlier from a journalist who was at the London Stadium first thing this morning, and I think it's fair to say, Gonzo, maybe hundreds of Romanian fans queuing up to purchase tickets for the game tonight. So much so that the club and stadium have had to apparently put in place a plan to stop Romanian fans getting into the home section for tonight's game. So it looks like they've got a big following at the game tonight anyway. So should be a good atmosphere.
I wouldn't have, I've got to say to you, bearing in mind we couldn't sell out, I wouldn't have been adverse to actually opening that away section and give them an extra couple of thousand tickets available in the away section. It's probably not their decision. It's probably UEFA decision. They probably couldn't, but
then you're just increasing the atmosphere for the away fans, aren't you? You're making it easier for the away team, possibly. No, I like to help the home help your own team as much as possible.
But they're going to get in anyway. They're going to get in with the home fans anyway. So actually, you actually almost better off having them in the away section and having them in there. We all saw what happened. What game was it? What game was it, buddy? Who did we play?
Frankfurt, Barcelona?
No, not last season. This season, there's been away fans getting kicked out of our section.
That's every game, isn't it?
Yeah, no, but it got a bit tasty. There was a couple of videos on there of I can't remember, at London Stadium this season. So yeah. Anyway, you know what? It's It doesn't matter. They are a massive club, which probably would indicate that the guy that got annoyed on the comments, he's probably on his own. He's probably the one fan that splintered off and went with the other club. This club have carried all the fan base, or pretty much most of it, from Steaua Bucharest, and they are a massively well supported club. Huge history, huge tradition, and just because they've changed the badge and the name, They've still obviously retained a lot of that. That being said, mate, as I mentioned in the preview and when we did the preview, they're not able. They don't have the financial clout a lot of these teams that they used to have, so they can't keep their best players. So anybody starts to be remotely good, then they're going to get sold off to the other leagues in Europe. So we've got a very, very expensive team now, and even the players on the bench, we've got 20, 30 million pound players on in the team on the bench. There's loads of them. So, I mean, this should be a comfortable win, you'd hope.
Harry, the lineups on the screen at the minute. Just if you have a look at the screen, I know a lot of people watch only, but listen only. But for those watching, the team is on the screen. I can't keep running through, otherwise we'll be here all night every time someone asks what the team is. Now, what myself and Gonzo are going to do now, we're going to head over to Bet365, compile a little bet, and if it wins, give one of you guys the money. We'll tell you how to enter in just a minute. And Gonzo, what are you fancying? I mean, the odds are quite tight for West Ham tonight, so we're going to possibly have to get a little bit creative here.
Yeah. I don't mind that. I don't mind being creative with a bet and being a little bit precise. So why don't we go for? Can we do a 3 goals or more victory?
Yeah, we can do something like that. Yeah, we can do whatever you want. Let's do West Ham to score 3 goals then.
Okay.
So that way, if it's 3-1, it still wins. So total goals, West Ham, greater than 2. Oh, that's good. That's even money. That's all right. What do you say to putting in Skamaka to score first? Now, obviously, if he doesn't, the bet's ruined, but we need to bump the odds up somehow.
We want to win someone some money, don't we? So why not? You do that, mate. Sounds like a good idea to
me. When you were absent for the second game against Viborg, we did Skamaka to score first and West Ham to win 3-1, and that's all we did. And he scored first and we won 3-0. Had we conceded, someone would have won, I don't know, it was like £250 or something. They almost scored at the end as well. Right, so that's the odds creeping up, but we need to boost them a bit more. I think we're going to have to pick a player to score a goal. But first of all, how about, is there anyone you fancy for a shot on target at the starting 11 that's not Skamaka?
A shot on target.
I mean, Lanzini should be a bit more advanced tonight, shouldn't he?
I wouldn't bank on it. I think Ben Rama's probably more likely, but also likely to get hooked, isn't he?
Well, I was thinking that with Rice. I thought Rice is likely to have a shot from distance, but he's also likely to get.
I think Ben Rama. It's out of Ben Rama and Cornet. Probably Ben Rama's more likely to have a shot.
Right, let's find side Ben Rama. Yeah, bumps the odds up. Now we're going to have to put in a player to get booked.
James is right there. James has said a Ben Rama trickler. That's absolutely.
Oh, we'll take anything. I think we're going to have to do one of their players to get booked. We tend to behave ourselves quite a bit, so.
Well, we can't. We're just guessing. We don't even know who they are. What about really boosting it up and putting Bonner to score as well?
Hang on, just give me a second. I found the guy to get booked here,
Okay.
And they're right back, Cretu. He's 33 years old and will be up against Cornet or Ben Rama. Last season, 5 yellow cards. 2 seasons ago, 7 yellow cards in 27 games. In 18-19, 14 yellow cards in 33 games. I mean,
I thought you were going to say and 33 reds. I was going to say, that's the guy. Yeah.
Okay, the odds are still quite slim, but it'll do. Let's stick a fiver on that. £115. If this bet wins, 115 quid. The bet is as followed. West Ham to score 3 goals or more. Gianluca Scamacca to score the first goal of the game. If it's an own goal, he can score the second goal of the game. Own goals don't count for this. Said Ben Rama to have a shot on target. And Valentin Cretu, who is number 2 for them to be yellow carded. If all that happens, we'll give one of you guys £115 to enter in a live chat. Please put the following phrase.
Well, it's not appropriate given the circumstances to do a crude innuendo joke, so I'm not going to do it. So if we just say the phrases "awesome Dawson."
Awesome Dawson. Put Awesome Dawson into the live chat and you'll be entered into the bet giveaway should it win. Right, Gonzo, you've seen both teams. I normally ask you what you think, etc. But you've seen the West Ham team, and you have seen their team, but opinions are going to be pretty scarce. But what are you thinking?
Well, I hope this is going to be weird. I mean, it's sort of weird for us doing a video given the news coming out of Buckingham Palace. I do wonder how Moyes handles this. Is going to be very, very important, actually, because it's got to be difficult. It's it's not just the first team. There's a lot of people working that club. There's a lot of people who are part of the match day experience there. So yeah, I think he's all he has got to put it to one side and sort of not focus on it at all. Get through the game. It's going to be probably a weird atmosphere in the stadium as well, Gio. I would imagine. Very very sad. In terms of the team, taking all that out of it, we need to attack. That's the other thing. I don't want to see a backs to the wall performance. I don't want to see us playing it safe. I'd like see a bit of swashbuckle actually. I don't want to.
Swashbuckle. It's been a while since I've heard that word.
Wow, yeah, you go. Get that one out. So I'd like to see Lanzini closer to the front three than the middle three, if the middle two, if you know what I mean. And I think that's really, really important. I'd like to see the fullbacks given license there, and the fullbacks are going to be important as well, and particularly given Scamacca. Let's get those guys. Cornet very close to Scamacca. That'd be good. I think. I thought he looked good when he's playing centrally as well, and that could be quite exciting. Get the ball over. He's a menace in the air. Scamacca really is. Flynn Downs, when he was talking about Scamacca, said he's got the hardest shot he's ever seen. Well, let's see it. Let's get him shooting. Let's get him shooting at the goalkeeper. I felt that wasn't something we did particularly well against Chelsea. Scamacca didn't play. I know that. But they clearly had a shaky, dodgy goalkeeper. And you know this, Gio, from when you used to play, schoolboy football and all the rest of it. If the opposition had a shaky goalkeeper, your coach, your youth team would say, just test the goalkeeper, keep hitting shots at him. He can't catch the ball. And I just don't think we've ever really identified during that game. My goodness, look at the state of that goalkeeper. Let's start having some shots. So I couldn't tell you whether FCSB have got a good goalkeeper or not, but I think I'd like to see a lot of shots being rained down on his goal.
Everybody, get your thoughts into the live chat. It could be about the West Ham team. It could be about their team. How you see the evening going. What's your hopes? Do you have any fears for tonight's game as well? Not your score predictions. Leave them for 10 minutes. Then we'll spam the chat with them as always. But get your thoughts in. Yes, Mario, the game is still going ahead. There will be a minute's silence prior to kickoff. It's a strong team from us. I hope it's 4 at the back. I have a slight worry. It's still going to be 3 at the back, and we'll see sort of Cornet on the left ahead of Emerson kind of thing to keep the familiarity. And I wouldn't necessarily be against it. If Moyes insisting this is our sort of default formation for the time being, then it sort of makes sense to get the players used to it kind of thing. But I do hope it's like a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1 with Lanzini in the whole attacking. Like you said, I guess the performances in the 2 European games so far, they've hardly been convincing. I think the second one was a bit more convincing and comfortable than the first one. The first one, we won handsomely, but it wasn't the most entertaining game, nor was it the most convincing victory. I came away, while we won, feeling like I was expecting us to be a little bit better, in all honesty. Yeah. But listen, we've got Downs in there next to Declan Rice. This is the guy that's coming here with the best success rate, the best pass success rate, there we go, in English football in the 92 clubs last season. Well, I want to see a bit of that. I want to see them two keeping the ball. I want to see us dominating possession against this team tonight, pushing them back and then saying, right, now we've got you pushed back, we're going to start putting the crosses in for Scamacca. Cornet's not bad in the air as well. I know when people look at that header against Chelsea, but I still think it's a really good header. I think he's just unlucky. He's got a lot of ground to make up. Yeah. Does it well. Huge game for Cornet tonight. Obviously, the game on Sunday is in question, but we can't play like that. We have to play tonight as if the game on Sunday is going ahead and that Cornet potentially could get into the starting 11. Also, say Ben Rama's going to want back into that 11. He's going to feel unfairly dropped because Paquette has rocked up. Well, let's see a reaction from you tonight. I think he should have started against Chelsea. I think he should start against Newcastle. But I want to see a little bit of something from Ben Rama tonight because sometimes, I think he's been our best. Before people get on at me, I think he's been our best player so far this season. Yes. But last season, he would possibly get dropped and we wouldn't always see a reaction from him. We wouldn't always see him almost like have an angry reaction. It would almost be like head down, confidence down kind of thing. Well, I want to see different tonight. I want to see Ben Rama come out tonight and say, well, I'm going to show you, Davy Moyes, that I should be playing against Chelsea and I should play against Newcastle. So lots of positives for us tonight in terms of the lineup. Like I said, it does sort of pick itself. It's got a really good bench as well if anything goes wrong, but also if anything does go right, happy days. Anyway, shall we take a look at the comments, Gonzo?
Oh, I think so. I think so.
Vinny says Moyes playing a stronger team for Europe. The keeper is better. I mean,
I can
he's got
understand
half
that.
a point. I think he's saying it's a stronger team tonight than it was against Chelsea. I think that's what Vinny's implying here.
What the Areola's stronger. That's what he's saying, isn't it? Areola's stronger than Fabianski. Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't disagree. Fabianski's a really good goalkeeper, but he's you'd suggest he had a really crap last game. So this is good. This is the right decision to make, really.
Logan says there are plenty of hungry players fighting to start this weekend. I think it's going to be a dominant performance.
And what is key is that Moyes harnesses that and he gives them real incentive. He says to those hungry players, Logan, he's going to say to them, you play well, you're in the team. I think that is important. You don't want to play out your skin and feel that you have no chance of getting in to the weekend team, to the Premier League team, basically.
Tasman says, worried about being too cagey, not taking control of the game. Hopefully, we can take control early, get some early goals, and get some youth experience, or get the team gelling and going. That's also a fair point as well. 6 new players starting for West Ham this evening. 6 summer signings. Obviously, Areola being one of them, but 5 new faces compared to last season's team starting for West Ham tonight. So, I mean, literally half the outfielders weren't here last season. So,
yeah, I mean that's a really, really good point. And David Moyes is very, very cautious, isn't he? And he's been slow to. Well, he speaks as if he wants to be slow to introduce them. Let's see him. Let's have a look at them. Let's get them all integrated, and let's let everybody have a fair crack at the whip, basically.
Thomas says we should be seeing these teams all quite easily. I think Moyes needs this win after seeing Tuchel go.
Well, I think the thing with Tuchel going is not so much that Moyes is concerned about his job. I think the thing with Tuchel going is the fact that he didn't manage to beat a manager. We didn't have a real go at Chelsea when everyone else seemed to be able to beat them. I think that's the thing. Clearly, that was evidence of us and Moyes showing Chelsea too much respect. I don't think Moyes' job is under threat yet. Anyway.
Major says at least the first game in England to kick off following announcement will be West Ham in the Queen Elizabeth.
Well said, Major. Well said. Well said.
Steve says decent lineup should be more than enough for this opposition. Totally agree that we have to go at them from the start. Harry's not happy with me. He's saying that we should have put Ogbonna to score.
You stick it on, Harry. Stick it on. You and me, mate. As soon as I finish doing this, I'll have a little sneaky bet myself. I'm going to go Ogbonna to score.
We don't get much corners though. Like even against Viborg, we didn't get loads of corners. Same with Chelsea. I think we had 3 at the weekend. Last week, I think in Denmark last week we had 4. The home fixture, I think we had 3. We're not racking up the corners at the minute. And also, who's going to be taking set pieces tonight? No Creswell, no Bowen. No finals. Possibly Lanzini.
Yeah, all right. You've talked me out of it. Harry, we're not doing that.
Well, no, we're not. I'm not done it. We're not going back in and doing another one.
No, I know, but we didn't do Ogbonna anyway.
Joel's pacing the moderating. Have you had to kick someone off?
I don't look a cup. It's fine. Look, I just look. Now's not the time. That's it. But by the way, I'm not saying don't put rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth.
Far
from it. Absolutely. This is a chance for people. There's a whole load of feeling going on, but this is, but I'm just saying this is not the place to start teasing people that are feeling crap about it. People are upset. So yeah, a couple of people have kicked out.
Vinny says hungry players for Europe, undroppable out of foreign players for the league. I hope not. Moyes is an intelligent man. Do you feel there is anyone undroppable though?
What, from our league team?
Yeah.
Oh, crikey. Yes, indeed. I do feel there's undroppable players. Souček is undroppable. Rice is undroppable, certainly.
Well, is there anyone that should have been dropped this season that has yet to be dropped?
I think Fabianski should be a droppable player. I don't feel he is. I feel Souček should be a droppable player. Now, don't get me wrong. I think he's been good this season. Okay, but there was times last season when he should have been dropped, and I know,
but I think you've got to judge this season on its own, given the investment in the summer. I think for me, I judge Moyes. In all fairness, I judge him from the moment the window closed, which is unfortunately after the season begins. I hate the way that happens. I think the window should close before the season begins, because you have that problem where teams haven't got their full squad and then stuff like that. And I know there's other arguments which say, well, Europe closes on the 1st of September, so we close first. We miss out on a lot of activity. Yeah. And second of all, you don't know who's available. So,
No,
for
no.
example, if Man United don't play a certain player the first 3 games of the season, like Billy Gilmore, Chelsea didn't play Billy Gilmore. Brighton said,
Sure.
"Oh, we'll have him." I mean, funny enough,
Yeah,
Potter
yeah.
said, "Well, I'll have him here." And then Billy Gilmore's gone to Brighton. And
Lovely.
Can I come back in January, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm judging Moyes basically from here on in. Actually, now I'm judging if Souček's undroppable.
Well,
If
Bowen is.
Bowen's undroppable.
Bowen's undroppable. You know,
Yeah.
and to be fair, he shouldn't be because he's been a bit crap this season. He'll come good and he'll play well again. I think he's an excellent player, but Ben Rama should be in ahead of Bowen this season.
I know people can't read much into this. James Gunn saying Popescu is a very good youngster in FIFA. He's not the first one to say that, Bill. There's been quite a few people said, "Oh, I've signed that Popescu in FIFA or whatever," and he's gone on to do quite well. So he's obviously held in high regards somewhere. He's on the bench this evening for them.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll find out. Hopefully not.
Steve says he's got a good feeling tonight, where Linda said it's horrible about the Queen. Hopefully the Cockney boys can go out and get a win.
Well said, Linda.
Joe's reminding me that Cornet took the corners for Burnley, possibly, but I don't know if he'll be trusted just yet with them at West Ham. I think there's almost like an hierarchy when it comes to set pieces at West Ham, and it's sort of like, I bet you we get a corner. I bet you Lanzini takes it. I would put money on it. Lanzini takes our corner tonight. The first one we get, Lanzini, he'll be the one.
We're not very good. We've got better in recent years, but traditionally, I've seen 48 years. Well, I'm watching West Ham for 40, but whatever, 40 years of watching West Ham. It's been a regular moan over the years. Such and such can't take corners. We ain't had loads of them, so it would be good to get that sorted. Bowen's good though, taking corners, but he's not in the team.
Right. Craig's ranting because his mate's taking ages to finish work. He stood by Pret waiting for him to finish. He's going to be late for the game.
But not hungry.
No, if he's got a nice sandwich. Stephen said it's hard to get up the game. Really upset about the news. But maybe it will be an escape from the sadness for a couple of hours. I think that's
absolutely right.
Summarizes me as well. I mean, it is difficult to get bothered, but I'm hoping that when the game's on, it's sort of a distraction, if you like.
Yeah, and there's going to be. I mean, I'm just watching the news just before we went live. It's very upsetting, and there's going to be a lot of that for the next couple of weeks. It is going to be wall-to-wall coverage. So yeah, I mean, get a bit of an escape, and I think we may well miss the weekend's games. So try and enjoy the game, Steve.
Gary says people are calling for Souček to be dropped, but Moyes stayed loyal and his form improved in the past 2 weeks. But Bowen is on the brink of the same, I think. Yep. Matthew saying Bowen, Fabianski, Zuma, Crespo, Rice, and Souček are all pretty undroppable. I'll tell you what, Gonzo, we'll do a video about that if you want, because I think we half agree and half disagree a little bit.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Let's keep scrolling down. Vinny says he's Moyes in for now. Just wants an attitude like Lyle or Redknapp, who would not resist playing the attacking informed players like Ben Rama and Cornet, even against the top 6 teams.
Can I just say, I've just kicked them out. Someone keeps saying the match has been postponed. It hasn't. Okay, just for anybody reading that, the match has not been postponed, and I'll put you on a timeout. Don't come back in here and start posting that stuff, because there's people trying to get to the game, and there's people ready to watch the game. People using this build up, whether they're going or whether they're at home. So it's not postponed.
Yeah. Anyway, you be ruthless. Right, score prediction time in the live chat. Please get your score predictions. Get them spammed in. Let's see what you're all saying. I like it when we play at home. I don't like it when we play away, when we do the score predictions, because some people put 2-1 in that order, so I'm never sure if they're predicting a loss or a 2-1 win. I just assume it's a West Ham win, but I never actually know. A lot of people will say 2-1 West Ham, but some people just say 2-1, and I don't really.
Well, allow me to click a couple here, because we have got a 2-0, we have got a 4-0, we got a 7-0, we got oh my goodness, we got 11-7. 11-7. Let's hope that would be bad. I don't think Areola would be keeping the gloves after that. Oh, there's 5-0s, there's 3-1s, there's 2-0s. There are so many predictions. I don't actually. Oh, sorry. It goes so quickly. You try and click on them.
Yeah, but I say you're rubbish at clicking these. I can tell you don't normally do them. You're skipping everybody.
All right, well, go on. You do it then.
People like to see their name up on the screen. People like.
I didn't realise it was skipping. You do it.
Yeah. Anyway, here we go. Glenn says 3-1. Braun says 4-0. Kerr says 4-1. Scarborough's 4-1. Benji's 4-1. Paul's 2-0. Christopher's 4-0. Comprehensive dismantling. I like that summary. I might use that in the review if it's 4-0. David's 5-1. Michael Jr. is 2-0. Jordan is 3-0. Vicky's dad's 3 or 4-0. You can only have one, mate. Take your pick. Is it 3-0 or is it 4-0? If you're going to bookies, you can't say, I'll have West Ham to win 3 or 4-0, please. No, you can't.
Very low odds for that one.
Kevin's 3-0. Drod is 20-0. While Amy says 3-0. Matthew says 2-0. Download says 4-0. Logan's also 4-0. While Rex says 3-1. 2-1 says Stephen. While Nick says 4-0. Dave is also 4-0. While Andrew is 3-0. Tony's 4-1. Belcar's got 96-0. Fitting. So is 5-0. Yurt's 3-0. Lee's 2-0. 4-1. 5-0. 5-1. 4-1. 4-1. 3-0 says Tommy, while Arthur says 5-1. Hardy says 3-0. Hammer's 3-1. Irons is 2-0. Rich is 3-1. Tails. Tallis is 4-0. Alan Woody. 2-0. Avin is 5-0. 3-0 says Will. Paul's 5-1. Artel is 3-1, as is Stu, while Simon is 4-0. Rob is 3-0. Smack again, a hat trick. He's going for it. Maverick is also joining in with the 96-0. Can't say that we don't have romantic people in the
excellent chat tonight. Everyone's brilliant, honestly, really good. I was actually GOT. I was dreading this.
It's an awkward one. Speaking open and freely, it is an awkward one to do because part of you feels like you shouldn't do the live stream, but then the other part of you thinks, but it's our job, and people are expecting the live stream. So what do you do, really? This is unprecedented times. It's never happened in our lives before. So what do? We don't actually know. I'm almost waiting on guidance to some extent as to what happens to the country now. What we're doing? What's the thing? What's happening tomorrow? What's happening over the weekend? I don't know. So we had a chat and we decided let's just do it. And 99% of people in the live chat have been really nice.
Really good. Really
at the end of the day, to comment in the live chat, you have to have been subscribed to the channel for 5 minutes to make a comment, and the reason for that is for trolls. So if you want to make a comment to troll or to be a dickhead, I'll use that because that's what you are. To think that somebody makes a fake account, subscribes, and sits here waiting for 5 minutes just to make one comment before they get kicked out, just to be a nasty bastard for 5 seconds and your comments on screen. Nobody thinks it's funny. Nobody thinks it's smart. Nobody enjoys it. And you've wasted 6-7 minutes of your life. Do something more useful. Life is short. Today should be a reminder of that. Do something useful with your time. Go do something you enjoy. I don't care what it is. But listen to a podcast, read a book, go for a walk, listen to music, watch something on TV. Just do something you enjoy. You can't enjoy trying to wind up people you don't know in the live chat. And if you do, then you need help, quite frankly. But to sit there for 7 minutes of your time just to leave a nasty comment, I don't know. It just baffles me sometimes. Anyway, don't know why I'm ranting.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right too, and I agree with everything you said, mate. Very, very well said.
So anyway, shall we get back to football? Yes. I don't know what to say now. We trust me, we know it's best not to react. We don't in any other video. We just get rid of them and that's that. But today is a bit different. It takes a real, I think, to come on when West Ham are playing Tottenham. This is Charlie's example. West Ham play Tottenham, you get a lot of Tottenham fans in there and stuff. That's one thing. But when it's this, I think that's.
I think the thing is you will understand that people are upset. So for you to make the effort to do that, you're actually thinking, I know these people are upset, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to at the time when they're feeling pretty crap, I'm going to go and get them now. I'm going to trigger them. I'm going to upset them even more. And that's quite disturbing, really, isn't it? So I think, with this one, that's why we tried to handle it in the way that we have. And you know what? I'm really pleased to say, actually, 3 or 4, they've all gone. And we get loads of people watching these videos now, and we're really humbled by the amount of people that watch these videos. And the biggest thing that I can say is we recognise so many of the regular names, don't we, Gio?
Yeah, you do. And some of these don't even comment on normal videos, like Ricky's dad, for example. I recognise him in the live chat every game. Don't recognise him from commenting on videos, which is fine. But you do sort of like notice them and stuff like that. So yeah, it is good, and it's good. You know, we have this video was meant to be sponsored by One Football. We took that down. We were supposed to be promoting merchandise for the first time on a live video tonight. It's a new feature we discovered. We've had to delete all that as well very quickly because that felt insensitive. So we've done our best to scale it back as much as possible, and we'll deal with the One Football thing at a later date kind of thing. We'll make it up. We'll explain. They'll be fine. They're very, very understanding. And you ask, Alan, he's here.
Yeah.
Mr. Walsh, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the game. I heard you earlier talking about people saying they're never overly excited for group stage games. I'm just excited for any game of football in Europe.
Moyes that said that. I said people. No. That was the manager that said that.
Oh, I didn't hear. I
can't remember. I'm going to go find the quote because I know where it is. So I'm going to go find the quote so I can read it out to you. But yes, carry on.
Gio, you'll know I don't listen to anything David Moyes says, to be fair. So it's not surprising I didn't hear it from him. But I'm always excited for every game in Europe. Whenever we play Europe, I'm always very excited. I think the idea of us not knowing any of their players, I only know one of their players. And it's because it's one of those young, fast wingers.
Don't say Popescu.
That's the one. And it's because everyone brings him up as like this guy who's going to get a big move soon. And so I'm vaguely aware of him, but he's not starting today. So even that knowledge is completely out of the window in the fact that I know one of the players. Also, his first name is Octavian, which is an incredible first name.
That is a great name.
Octavian Popescu. What a name. But he's not starting, so that doesn't really make a difference to me. But yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it under weird circumstances, obviously, but I'm really looking forward to it.
I've got the quote for you now. This is what David Moyes said. According to Mr. Fix-It Tips, they've quoted David Moyes on the website. He says, the group stage is never the bit that makes you go, great, I'm looking forward to the games.
I want to know the game that does make Moyes say that. I want to know that game. That would be my counter question. Which game? When do you do that, Dave or Moisey? When do you do that? When do you say great?
Brighton.
Hey, he'd be right now. He's up for it now. Now Potter's gone.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll give it. We've got one more time to try and do it this season, and we'll see how it goes.
Anyway, just quickly, I just want to say a massive thank you to Dave, who says thanks for doing this with us on a hard day for most of all bits. To all at Hammer Chat. Thank you, Dave. And
nice avatar, Dave. Nice avatar.
Yeah. The Queen is a hammer. Gonzo, in the preview, you threw out, because I say predicted, you just threw out a result at me and you said 3-0 West Ham. Just for the sake of routine, can I get your score prediction? Are you sticking with that? And any final words, please?
Yeah. I'm not for turning on this one, Gio. I'm going to stick with the 3-0. Not that I know anything about the team, although I feel clued up on Popescu now. But he's not playing. He's got
what's his first name?
Octavian.
You, Charlie, I was testing him.
I'm not going to forget a name like Octavian. But most importantly, James Gunn did say in the chat earlier that he's got an 86 potential on FIFA, and that's good enough for me.
Gonzo, which player do we need to get booked for the bet?
The right back who's got 27 red cards.
What's his name?
Krapich or something, I don't know.
I can't remember either. To be honest with you,
I think give me a C. Begin with a C.
You started getting a bit cocky, so I thought I'd test you on it because I knew you didn't have that answer.
His name's not Octavian, though.
It's number 2. He's the number 2. He's the right back. He's 33-year-old. He's coming up on the screen now. No, he won't. Why you got the bench up, Charlie? Why you got West Ham's first team?
I've copied the bench, have I?
He's loving Popescu.
His name's Cretu.
Cretu.
There you go. Cretu. And also thank you to Paul for the $8.99. Again, you may have applied a sticker. I'm not sure. We
just see a yellow blob. But
thanks for the yellow blob.
Nice yellow blob, Paul.
Right, Gonzo sticking with 3-0. I said 3-0 in the preview. I'm gonna knock it down to 2-0. Not for any other reason than I can just see us getting the job done. That's what we did in the Europa League group stages last season. I thought it was very professional from the first minute to the last minute throughout that group stage. Never in danger, always comfortable, always in control. And I think we're going to see the same again tonight from West Ham. And what will be a very emotional evening. Gonzo?
Thank you so much in the chat. I think you've been brilliant.
Right. Gonzo's going to disappear. Charlie, I'm going to disappear. I'll be back at half time and then I should be back to do the review with Gonzo. But don't you go anywhere because Charlie is sticking with you right through the game and I shall see you at half time.
Thank you, Geo. Thank you, Gonzo. And thank you, everyone, for joining. How are we all? On a very obviously a bit weird situation. But as Gonzo said at the beginning of the show, deciding to go ahead with it. You know, the game was going ahead. It's sort of our jobs, as Gio was saying. There's a lot of different things in there that go into play. So I hope you're all right and dealing with the news as best you can. And welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. We'll start as we always do on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least confident possible, 10 being the most confident possible. How confident are you in a West Ham result today? Good to see you all. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. And very much so. Make sure to stick around till half time so you can listen to people who actually know what they're talking about and not me. Kickoff. Where are you, Gary? Kickoff is at 8 o'clock. So we've got about 20 minutes till kickoff. I, of course, have a timer in the top corner there, which will say exactly how far into the game we are, or I am at least, so you know how far behind you I am. But yeah, I would pull up the teams like I usually would, but I don't think West Ham have tweeted it out, or at least they hadn't up until about 5-10 minutes ago. Let me just double check. I don't think they've tweeted out, or they have now tweeted out a team graphic. Okay, give me 2 seconds and we can pull it up then. Because they hadn't done it earlier. And so I was like, oh, I won't bother doing it then. There we go. Will this work? We can hope. There we go. West Ham lineup as such. Areola in goal. Soufal, Kera, Ogbonna, and Emerson in defence. We have a double pivot of Rice and Flynn Downs getting the opportunity. Said Benrahma, Lanzini, and Cornet, but in behind Gianluca Scamacca. Bench of Randolph, Hedgie, Zuma, Dawson, Clayton, Coventry, Potts, Paqueta, Fornells, Bowens, Antonio, and Mubama. For those asking what channel it is on, it's on there. It's on BT Sport 2. You saw a very quick flicker of it. I thought my screen capture might cancel it. It did, so you got a little bit of monkey on there. But it is on BT Sport 2. If you're looking for a way to watch the game though, because you can't watch it on BT Sport 2, maybe in the States or wherever you are, maybe it's not as easy to find, then don't worry, there are definitely ways you can watch it. If you scroll down into the link in the description below, there's a bit there called Join Our Discord. It's completely free to join. Lovely West Ham Hammers Chat community, fans of all clubs welcome. But more importantly, if you scroll down on the left-hand side, there's a bit there called Stream Links. You'll find what you're looking for. Let's have a look at some of those some of these numbers then, shall we? Also, Madman, good to see you, my friend. How are you? I hope you're well. I hope you're grand. I hope you're having a grand old time. Right, let's have a look. 8.967, 9.6, 9.5, 10, 9, 10, 9, 7, 9, 10, 10, 8, 96%. Love that. 10, a very somber 69. Nice, as per usual. You have to respect it. 9.6 in honor of the Queen. 8, 6.5, which is the lowest we've seen. Oh, there is a 6 here. 7, 6. 9. I'm well, thank you, Leon. I appreciate it. I hope you're all right. I have had 1.5 hours sleep in the last 36 hours or something, so I'm struggling in that sense. But no, I'm okay. 9, 9.999999999, 8, 9, 8. Big confidence in the chat today. Big confidence in the chat. I moved him because I'm redecorating right now. So he is not in the room, which is a thing. He's not in the room. Usually he's here with me, but I'm currently redecorating, getting some new stuff going. Nothing major, but you'll probably see one or two mistaken teas, if anything. 1 or 2 little changes. So he'll be back. He'll be back for the next game. Don't worry about that. But he will also be in the start of Jack from Analytics. I'm feeling a 63.7838383483339% confident. You'd love to see the accuracy, Michael. But yes, Danny will be back. Danny will be back. It's just today specifically. He's in the other room. He's in the other room. And maybe we'll get the whole new look next game. Who knows? We'll see how that goes. 9. I like that. 11. Big. It's big. 8, but definitely a 10 for Charlie. We appreciate it. And I did see Scott. Where's Scott? There you go, Scott. Or Dizzy Maddox. Thank you very much. Lies as per usual, but good to see you, Scott. I hope you're well. I hope you're good. Schizo. Not the same. I know. And we don't even have bells either. We're in a bad situation here. But I believe the boys are going to carry it through. I've got confidence like you'll do. I'm looking at the two teams and I'm looking at us and the way we've performed in Europe previously. And to be honest with you, I'm pretty chill about it. I'm pretty confident about it. I think us as a team can just slowly work our way through it. I think we'll be able to put on a professional performance. I think we've got people in the side today who could maybe fight for a position. You know, you're looking at someone like Flynn Downs, for example, this is a huge opportunity for him. And I think that gives you the opportunity to just sort of step up your game a little bit. You're looking at Lanzini, who maybe would like to see if he can force his way into the team. You're looking at Ben Rama, who may be looking to continue to prove himself. Cornet, Skamaka. There's a lot of people out of a point to prove as well. And I think that's a good thing for us today. I think that's a good thing going into this side, into this game, which could be tricky. We tend to underplay opposition like this. When it comes to your FCSBs, when it comes to your listen, each pick a time and indulge yourself, but don't scoff it like me, because that's just about it. But yeah, when we tend to play teams like this, we do tend to underrate them a little bit. We do tend to sort of downplay their achievements, and the fact that they fought as hard and worked as hard and earned their way into this competition just like we did. And so they're not going to come in here and just sort of roll over for us. And I think a lot of the time we sort of underrate that because they come from a league and we don't really recognize their players. I mean, speaking of their players, let's go through them very briefly now. You're looking at, and I'll read them out, and I'll give it my best, and I will try once, and then I'll probably back down. But Tarnavu, Kretu, Dawa, Tam, Radunovic, Edjuma, Olaru, Oaidi, Cordia, Compagno, and Coman, the captain. With Vlad Haru, Stoica, Popescu, Miliscu, Dolce, Bobic, Pantia, Buhena, Serban, Radislavescu, and Rusu on the bench. That is their side. And again, I only know one of their players, and that's this Popescu lad, Octavian, Tavi, as they like to call him. And I've never seen him play. It's just one of those people that you hear on the grapevine, a player that has big things expected of them, have large transfers potentially in their future, for example, stuff like that. He's one of these names that just gets floated around because he's an exciting youngster. That's basically it. I don't know anything more about him apart from that. I could tell you he's fast and a bit tricky, but that's it. I can't really give you any more details about that. I did hear about it, Henry. I did. It's hard to avoid it, to be honest. It's hard to avoid it, but you know, it is. You know, Kingsley Coman up top. I know. I did. I was like, oh, is that where he is? It's obviously not him, guys. That was a bit of banter between myself and Connor there. Bit of content. What channel is the game on? The game is, of course, on BT Sport 2 in the United Kingdom. So I'm watching it live properly here in my house as opposed to my holiday home. But if you're looking for a way to watch the game, there are ways you can do it. Antelec beat Silkeborg earlier. That doesn't surprise me, Scott. That doesn't surprise me, but it makes sense. It makes sense that I think they're going to be our biggest challenges in this group. At least from my very limited knowledge, they are the team that I know the most of, which means they're probably the best out of them. I suspect they'll be between us and them to go first. We'll see how that ends up working out. What is a top like? It's my channel. It's my personal channel. Curzon. It's my personal channel along with a top Mark, which is my wrestling channel. I just needed a border to put there, and I didn't make one, and that was one I have for my personal channel anyway, so I just used that. But yes, it's my personal channel, and the kickoff is at 8 o'clock. At which point, with about 12 minutes to go, let's ask for sub bingo, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, sub bingo is of course the game where we make a prediction on when David Moyes will make his first substitution. We don't need the name, although I will bring up the bench once more, just in case you haven't seen it, in case you want to do that. But we just need the time. The time is what matters. The time is what's important here. So let me know. What do you think? Ultimate FIFA, it's coming. It's on after the Arsenal game. It's on after the Arsenal game. Carl event for moves into position 5 XGA. Mate, she would have it locked down, you know? She would know exactly which way's which. She'd have those stats on lock. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? To quote James. But yes, if you're wondering, it will be on BT Sport 2. It's on after the Arsenal game now. Oh, I have not slept enough. I have not slept enough. Right, let's have a look at some of these time signatures. I'm going to go 69 as per usual, and I'm going to pick. I'll say it'll be. Don't know who it'll be actually. It's good to see Dawson on the bench, by the way. Very good to see Dawson on the bench. I'm going to say. I'm going to say Dawson for Ogbonna. Nah, that's crazy talk. That's crazy talk. I don't know what I'm talking about. That was stupid, guys. Ignore that. I'm saying Paqueta for Cornet. Ignore everything I said. No, Paqueta for Lanzini. There we go. Found it. Dawson, 69 minutes. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? Let's have a look. Scrolling down. There will, of course, be a minute's silence at the beginning of the game, which before the game kicks off, which we will also be observing, or I will be. If you're wondering, the game is definitely going ahead. West Ham tweeted about it. They've spoken to the relevant authorities. It's all going ahead, but there will be a minute's silence, which we'll be observing as well. If you're hammering, hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, before I go through these numbers, smash that like button. We're, of course, the only West Ham channel who had a watch along every single game last year, and we're hoping to do the same this year. So if you haven't already, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on any future videos, because it really, really genuinely helps us out. We're already at 240 likes, 247. It's just jumped up massively. So we might even be able to hit 300 before the beginning of the game. It's probably a stretch. But we got damn close again, and that's pretty impressive. I thought in this occasion it may be hard for the English players, and I realized there were only two in our starting lineup. Listen, modern day football, right? Modern day football, that's where it goes. 37-34. Love that. 67, 62, 64, 67, 68.22. 50, half-time. Oggy for Virgil van Dawson. See, that's more realistic than my 69-minute Dawson thing. That's sort of what my head was getting at, Scott. But I forgot that I will always and forever predict 69, even though at the moment that's very wrong. So, I'm an idiot. Because that's exactly what I was thinking. And then I realized I'd said 69 minutes out loud. And I was like, why would he do this? Why would he do a straight swap for defenders at 69? Half time makes sense. Stupid of me. 60th minute. Got accepted into the military day. Congratulations, Tom. Congratulations if those are in order. Big plays in that. Potts, 80th minute. 52nd minute due to injury, stress. Okay, fair. 55 minutes, 54, 62, 45, 63, 64. BT Sport not showing adverts. I did notice that. But the coverage for the Europa League is back. For the Europa Conference is back. We've got Carlton Cole, Joe Cole in the studio. But I did notice they weren't showing adverts. It's very weird. I understand. FCSB wins, says Richmond. Bold prediction. We'll get onto score predictions in just a moment. 68 minutes for Paqueta. 62 minutes, Dawson. 66. Lanzini will be first off. Mark my words. You love to see it. You would love to see it, Richard. It would be oh, okay, for Paqueta. Okay, maybe not. You'd love to see it, no stones. I thought you meant on a goal scoring wise. You would love to see it. You'd love to see it. Although I would love to see Paqueta get more game time, so I'm not going to complain about that either. Pablo Fornal, 73rd minute. Bubama on for Skamaka. That I would love to see that. Henry called you Harry and then Henry there. There you go. The lineup. In fact, I'll give you both rolling across the bottom of the screen. There you go. Bubama for Skamaka would be very interesting. Moist for Ben Rama. I'll do it myself. Yeah. It's interesting. It's an interesting game. It's an interesting lineup. It's an interesting everything today. We've got a good opportunity here to really put our foot down. He's not been packed up in the box. I'm currently redecorating, moving furniture around, doing stuff like that. So he's in the other room. And I forgot until literally someone mentioned it in the stream. It does feel very bare without him, doesn't it? Does feel very bare without him. We've got a little Danny there, but it does feel very bare without Big Danny. We've got a really good opportunity here to put our foot down and show what we're capable of doing. Last season, when we came into... okay, good, thank you. I apologize, Henry. Last season, when we came into this competition the first time around, the first match, we really pushed it. We really did well. Geo called it a professional performance, and I'm not going to disagree with that. That's certainly true. But the opening stages of the performance, in a lot of ways, the opening stages of that game, we were pushing, we were harrying, we were pressing. We've got goals just due to forcing them into awkward situations. And it was one of those performances where we just put it out there. There was a lot of nerves going into that game about what can we do in Europe? How well can we do in Europe? What can we expect? Dynamo were probably the biggest team we were going to face in that group stage. And it was like, what can we actually do? And we put our foot down, we put our marker down, and we said, this is what we can do. We're the best team in this group. You forget about Zagreb, forget about anyone else. This is us. We are here to play. We beat them off the park in their own backyard, and we did really, really well. The difference between this season and last season is last season we were always the underdogs. The last couple of seasons, we've always been the underdogs, overachieving. People would speak about it in terms of overachievement. Now there is an expectation of us to do the thing, an expectation of us for going for wins, of getting those dubs, for living up to what we've done in the last couple of seasons. And this is a really good opportunity to do just that, to put our foot down, to put a marker down, to say to the rest of the group, we are the team to beat. You're looking at FCSB. They're a storied club. Obviously, I know they've had a bit of a turbulent couple of years and everything else. But in terms of, especially in our group, you'd probably say they're the, outside of Anderlecht, probably the strongest team. And so this is a great opportunity for us to go put our foot down, get some goals, get a good, convincing, solid win. And I'm intrigued about that. But what are your score predictions? Let me know. With just a couple of minutes left before the game, let me know what your score predictions are. Listen. No, I've always had him. It's just you don't look at it because there's a massive one next to him. Do you know what I mean? A massive one. I think it's they've publicly said it's on. I didn't listen to what they were saying before the thing. Has it actually been called off? I'm seeing the words called off. I'm going to Google some stuff while you let me know your score predictions just in case, because I'm not convinced yet. But let me know your score predictions while I have a little look around, because I don't think so. The way the graphics have always been, just every channel is going to be in this sort of black and white scheme because of the news obviously today. So I don't believe in any way, shape, or form to be called off, because they said earlier on, they said if you didn't see the statement, it was about an hour ago. Following direction from the FA and UEFA tonight's fixture against FCSB will take place as planned at the London Stadium. A minute's silence will be held off before kickoff to allowing the teams, match officials, and everyone in attendance to pay their respects to Her Majesty the Queen. And that's the latest thing that they have on Twitter, apart from the lineup. So I don't believe it has been called off. They're in a tunnel. Okay, cool. Yeah, the adverse is a bit of a weird thing, but there we go. I mean, I respect him for doing it. To be fair, I respect him for doing it. I don't know if it's on the radio, David. It might be struggle to find it. I can't lie. It's worth having a look around, but it might be a struggle. I can see the teams in the tunnel now. Like I said, I do have a timer up in the corner, which will say exactly what time I am at. So if you want to know just how far ahead you are than me, you will be probably slightly ahead, even though I watch it through completely legitimate means with BT Sport. For some reason, their online thing is like a minute behind their television, and I don't understand why. I never have. So there you go. You'll be able to see up there. Just having a little look. Give me a second. There they are. Right, I was trying to find where the beginning of score predictions were. Get your score predictions in just before kickoff, ladies and gentlemen. West Ham 4-0. 4-0 West Ham. Awesome, Dawson. Good to see that. Get it in. 3-1 to us with one from Benny. Ooh. I'll take that. 3-1. 96-0 West Ham win. You know, I was talking about underrating aside, but Taz, you got to stick to your guns, and I respect it immensely. 4-3, 4-0. Youngsters to be on the 70th minute. Again, that's another thing. We have a really good opportunity. If we get a professional performance ahead of ourselves and get youngsters on the pitch, that would be a really, really good benefit. 4-0, 4-1, 5-2. I will say this. I've had a thought about that, Irons J. I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but I've had a thought about it, is all I'll say. Fair enough. That's fair. I don't mind people doing it too much. Trolling me, fine. Trolling everyone else, issues. Do you know what I mean? 2-0. I hope you're right. We got the I've got the Willies to be short. Yeah, listen. It's a scary moment, I can't lie. But I think we'll go. I think, like I say, I'm pretty confident that we'll put what needs to be put out for us. You know, like I say, in a moment there'll be a 1 minute silence. I'll do it at the same time it happens on my screen. So if you would like to say that, get involved. Obviously, you lot can just carry on chatting. It's not too deep. But will be a minute silence in the crowd before the game gets underway. Weird situation with the tickets and everything today as well, obviously. Oh, there you go. Beautiful stuff. That is good intel. That is good intel, D-Roo. Thank you very much. Club website has a link for radio commentary. So if you're looking for that, then I would recommend going and having a gander. And if you're looking for a way to watch the game, there are also ways you can do that. I think it's Radio London. That makes sense. Right, ladies and gentlemen, it's a big moment. It's a weird moment. I can't act like any of us really knew how to deal with it. We had a conversation before the game. They had a conversation, and Geo came and spoke to me about it as well. And it's one of those situations where we didn't really know what to do, because it doesn't really matter of our persuasions in terms of the royal family or anything like that. It's about everyone. It's a moment for every single person, right? And so it's one of those difficult ones. It's a weird moment, but we'll all get through it together and hopefully enjoy some football, concentrate on the game, concentrate on a big performance for West Ham United. The minute it's about to get underway, so obviously I will maintain that. But yeah, God Save the Queen ringing out at the ground. England by narrowboat. Good to see you. I'm looking forward to it as well. Not actually sure if they've started. It is Daniela Stewart. I think the minute silence was just God Save the Queen. So there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're underway. Daniela Stewart. Yes, it is. It's on BT Sport 2. And I'll say this from a timeout perspective. I'm going to be more heavy on timeouts potentially today, depending on what people say. For example, I just timed someone out mainly because I just want to keep all of that to an absolute minimum. It's not a statement from me or Hammers Chat in terms of what we think or believe or anything like that, to be honest with you. Especially from me, we can have different conversations another time about it. But today, I don't want the chat to descend into any sort of arguments about basically this whole situation. So yeah, that's why. I might be a bit timeout heavy today. Don't take it personally. That's the only reason why I'm just trying to stop arguments from happening in a weird situation. But we are underway at the London Stadium, the Queen Elizabeth Park. It's West Ham United versus FCSB. Deploy the boys. Let's go. It's time to run two things. Big plays, ladies and gentlemen. The Europa Conference League is underway. Let's go. Connor, if someone is saying something inflammatory, then just time them out. I don't want anyone banned because it's a different situation, but just timed out. That's the only thing. Do you know what I mean? And I because I just don't want people to have arguments about this today, basically. Appreciate your help, Connor. Thank you very much, bro. Appreciate it. I'm interested as well to see how we line up. Of course, we've had the 5 at the back system we've been playing sort of at the moment, this sort of hybrid 5-4 thing. Myself and Jack spoke about it on Hammerlytics on the patreon.com/Hammers Chat, the show we do over there, talking through tactics and formations and stats and all that sort of stuff. And I'd be interested to see if we sort of do something similar again today. I doubt it. I think looking at the lineup and looking at the sort of players on the pitch right now, I suspect it will be a more traditional 4-2-3-1 approach. So I'll be interested to see, though, if that does end up being the case. West Ham, nice 1-2 down the left-hand side. It's Emerson who tries to put it in towards Skamaka. He's gonna just sort of make himself known to the goalkeeper there, but he collects it easy enough. But a nice little link-up play between Emerson and Cornet there. That's again another one of those things where Cornet, one of those players who potentially has a place to grab. Looks like a clear back four. It does look like a clear back four. Only 56 seconds behind. Okay, I'll take that. It's better than I thought it was going to be. I'm not going to lie. It's better than I thought it was going to be. I'm not going to lie. How's Downs playing against Kaiser? A bit. It's very soon to say. I'll say that. But it's very soon to say. Nice to see Skamaka back in corner and Downs. Too shame not to see Lucas Paqueta starting, though. Yeah, I hope that means he's got a more important role to play at the weekend. He's obviously one of our bigger players at this point. So I would suspect that's potentially why. I have no way of doing that, Ricky. I think he's around, but I'm not sure. I haven't spoken to him. I don't speak to him too much. I speak to Ben when I speak to Ben. It's one of those things. I don't know if he's around. Keep checking in the Discord because, like I say, it's usually within sort of five, give or take 5 minutes. And obviously, it being on BT Sport 2, it's a different situation today. So yeah, keep checking on the Discord. I apologize, Logan. I apologize. Good ball in from FCSB, looking for their number 7. Couldn't quite find it. Sufal getting in and around, heading away. Ginger should also be around in the Discord, who might be able to get onto that as well. Shout out, Jim. Oh, it's another good chance for FCSB there. Just turning. It was never a golden opportunity. There was a lot of pressure on the striker. He had the ball in a good area. Turned the defense. Was just sort of battling with them while trying to release the ball, and manages to do it in the end. But dealing with it. Now Emerson with a little bit of close control and ends up just pumping it long. Again, that's sort of Skamaka showing a bit of pace there, trying to get in there involved. Bit of pressure from us here. This is almost identical to the way we scored the first goal against Zagreb. Push. He's going to have to go long. Yeah, he goes long. He did the thing Zagreb didn't do, which is just pump it long. In that situation, when you're surrounded and you have no passing options because we've pressed, you just pump it long. Thankfully, it means we win the ball back pretty well there, but that's what you do. They tried to play it out from the back, Zagreb, and it went very badly from Zach. Good to see you. Hope you're well, my friend. Hope you're having a good day. Oh, there we go. Beautiful thing. There you go. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for a way to watch the game, apparently there are links in the Discord now. Yeah, Ashby is supposedly injured, Sean. I don't really know too much about it, but apparently he is injured. We were talking about that on Two Spanners this week. Apparently he's injured. Again, good pressure from the front there, just forcing that ball long. Kera nods it down into a really nice position. Skamaka lays it off to Ben. Rama hits it. Good block, and it's going to be a corner, but good work. We'll take that. That's a great shout, Paul. I don't even think I gave it. Do I even know? Do I even know, Paul, is a good question. I'm going to say... 3-1. A lot of people went for that, but I think that's a smart shout. I'll go to... That's what Geo went with. I can't agree with him. Fine, I'll go 2-1. I think that's a bit... I'm not confident on that. I would say 3-1, but I think most people have gone for 3-1. I would say 2-0, but Geo went for 2-0, and I don't want to copy Geo. So I'll go with 2-1. I'll go with 2-1. I'm not sure yet. I think it looks maybe to me like he's going to be a bit deeper. He's played the corner in there. It's to the back. Oh, flicked it back from Ben Rama. Couldn't quite find it. He looks to be a little bit the way he always, but he's always quite deep, Lanzini. So it's difficult for me to read. If I was to put my money on it right now, I would say it's a 4-3-3-ish kind of thing. But we'll see. Because he's always really deep, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. How do you think, Logan? I can't really figure out. Can't agree. You just can't. Do you know what I mean? Val. Big plays, Val. You just can't. Makes me feel wrong. So you foul with a nice little cut back there. Nice little chop. Skamaka does well to get the control on that one. It's played forward into the path of Ben Rama. Down this right-hand side. Looking to try and step to the FCSB player. Oh, nice back heel into Sufal. The ball in a little bit over Skamaka. It was a nice idea. Nice idea. Link in description below to Discord. There are links in there, my friend. Big ball from Rice out wide to Sufal. Getting yet another cross in, all bundled down in the box. Referee says no. Referee says nothing to be had from that. It didn't look like anything to me, and the players didn't protest too much. Sufal putting in another dangerous ball. It's into a not bad area. Skamaka trying to battle for it. I don't think he would have got there. It looked maybe a little bit ahead of him. It was a nice idea. Nice position from the ball. He might have been able to jump up and get there. Commentator saying he thinks it's a foul. There's no VAR tonight. Interesting. Commentator saying he thinks it's a foul. I was a bit miffed on that one, but ball played in. Oh, poured away from the goalkeeper. Poured away by the goalkeeper. Oh, Flindow's does well there just to keep it in. Rice collecting the ball, looking to try and release it into the path of Flindow's. They're sort of playing themselves into a little bit of trouble here, the two defensive midfielders. There's only really one option with Sufal at the back. FCSB not committing heavily to the press, but they've got a number of players forward now just to reduce those passing lanes. Again, they're going to want us to pump it long as much as we want them to. Oh, corner. He's got a bloody nose. He's got a nosebleed. He's got a nosebleed. Yeah, no VAR. Weird one. I would have expected it, but I don't know. Maybe they can't guarantee it across the competition, so maybe it's no VAR. I don't really know how that works. Let me know, because I'm not sure. But should have been a pen, but no VAR. To me, it seemed like just a tussle. Oh, Skamaka, who just sort of lifts his foot up just in case it sort of drops, and just he ends up getting a stud to the face corner from Skamaka. Oh, bloody hell. Literally, flipping heck. That is not a fun one. That is not a fun one at all. Flipping heck. Never VR when you need it. Yeah. We're getting a look at the replay again here. I don't think it's a pen. I'm looking at that one again. I don't think it's a pen personally. The commentator said the first time it was potentially a pen. He seems a little bit less certain that second time, but yeah, for me, not a pen. Dream Tange with the 199. Thank you very much. Much appreciated with the super sticker. I can't actually see the sticker because of the software. Let me change to the other thing so I can see it. Give me 1 sec. It's a little vibey bird. Thank you very much, sir. Very kind of you. I need to put the names in the top corner, don't I? That's what I haven't done yet. Where is it? It's this one? Nope. This one? Yeah, there we go. Spell today is just an issue for me. It has been all day. I don't know why. It's one of those brain days where it's just not quite working for me. But in there. Thank you very much to Dave and Paul as well. Your names are also, of course, going in. Much appreciated. Geo Gonzo we're talking about before. This is our full-time jobs, which is partly, it's their full-time jobs. It's my part-time job. It's partly why we're doing tonight as well, because we feel like it's sort of part of our duty, but it's certainly something that we do, right? It's expected of us. So it's much appreciated and helps us a huge amount. There we go. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. Another corner for West Ham. Good position again. Right hand side this time, as opposed to the left. Emerson's going to take it, as opposed to Lanzini on the other. The Italian Brazilian whips it into a not bad position. He was looking towards Skamaka. couldn't quite get his head onto it. It's not headed away successfully, though, by FCSB. Their West Ham recollect the ball and cycle it through. Declan Rice looking for an overly ambitious pass. Thankfully, a little bit of a tangle between the SB defender and Emerson wins in a throw-in for us, which we take quickly straight back to where Declan Rice passed it from. We move. Raditsu, my friend, good to see you. FCSB win. What do you think of your lineup today? How confident are you? Let me know your score predictions. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're well. I'll stick with a 2-1. I'll stick with a 2-1. I've said it now. I'll say it my chest out. 2-1. Smacker again getting involved. I'm liking to see the amount he's involved. Every time there's a little bit of anything on the ball, he seems to be there, which is nice. Every time it comes close to him, he seems to get a sort of a significant touch. Oh, good tackle from Flynn Downs there. Declan Rice loses out instantaneously with a little dribble. Not a great move. It was a good tackle by Flynn Downs in the build-up. And Ogbonna does well to just cut that one out professionally. You love to see it. The clearance was awful though. But straight back into the mire, played in. Couldn't quite get their head on it, and that's going to be an FCSB throw-in on this right-hand side, quite deep. Every time the ball sort of comes relatively near him, he sort of has that magnet feet thing where he's getting the touch and getting it down in nice positions, which is nice to see from Skamaka. Really like Ben Rama on the right. Could be his position, but Moyes won't drop or move by it. I mean, I'm surprised. I'm surprised he's not played Bowen tonight, if I'm being honest. We had a conversation about this on Spanners, which, by the way, clips. I did show. Me and Ray were talking about the new wheel, and I played 2 seconds of your video to him just without telling him who it was, and his excitement was palpable. He hasn't seen the full thing though. I deliberately didn't show him the full thing until it lands on the wheel. I like that from Skamaka, the sort of magnet feet. You love to see it. I'm impressed with Down so far. Yeah, he's looking decent. Nah, I'm not going to go 4-0. I'm not going to go 4-0. That feels too much. You know? Like I say, I don't want to underrate the opposition, because I think that they've earned the right to be in this competition just as much as we have. Nice control down from Sufal, who then just continues to punt Techers forward. Yeah, as I was saying on 2 Spanners, I was surprised. I was expecting Bowen to play, but at the same time, I think this probably means he's starting at the weekend, doesn't it? If we're being honest, but I would love to see a good big performance from Ben Rama or Cornet. Just put that in at least some doubt. Stevie, there is apparently the club website has a link to the radio commentary for it. I don't know where what radio station it's on, but apparently someone in the chat earlier was saying there is actually a link on the club website. If you haven't already seen it, you might have, and I might have wrong information. If I do, I apologize, but that's the best information I got. Good to see you, Willie. Hope you're well. Yeah, we're doing okay. We're doing all right. We've gotten some interesting positions. 1 or 2 moments of squeakiness, potentially 1 or 2 moments of squeakiness, but we're doing okay. We're doing all right so far. We're putting in a decent shift. Like I was saying, that's what I'm looking for today is a professional performance. We've got a free kick on this left-hand side now. It's basically a corner, but slightly deeper. You're inside the corner quadrant for the free kick, almost on that left-hand touch line, sort of relatively near to the edge of the 18-yard box, or the corner of the 18-yard box, as it were. Lanzini standing over it, as is with Emerson. Lanzini takes it. Went for that near post. Didn't quite work out. Secondary shot comes in, blocked away from FCSB. It's going to be a throw-in on this right-hand side now to West Ham. Bit of a waste, it felt like there. Sufal into Ben Ramu, does well to control it down, tries to flick it into Skamaka, battles well, almost wins it, but good work by Juma, I think was the player who did it. I think that's what the commentator said. And now FCSB can work their way forward down this left-hand side. They do well. It's pulled into a dangerous area and a little bit of miscommunication, squeakiness there from West Ham's defense almost gifted them a golden opportunity. The cross in was completely innocuous. It was rolling across the area very slowly in the 6-yard box. It's in a dangerous area, but there's no one even close to it. It's nowhere even close to being remotely dangerous. But a little bit of miscommunication potentially between Ogbonna and Emerson forces Emerson to just sort of kick it out, and it's going to be a corner to FCSB under really no pressure, if we're being honest. I don't know how good they are at corners, but they do have a lot of big boys in there, and they've got something going on here. They've got a little corner technique happening. Whipped into a good area. The header comes in, just over. That was a really nice, well worked corner there. They sort of lined up all of their big players on the line in front of Areola, just sort of keeping him completely blind. It was and then they all concertinaed out from that as the ball gets whipped into a good area. And there was a header there. It was 3 of them who could have got their head on it. Ogbonna was in the middle of it all, but it was 3 of them who could have got their head on it. It hits the side of the FCSB player's head and goes out thankfully for a corner, but it was a decent opportunity. Trouty, good to see you. I hope you're all right. Yeah, I've got nothing done today, but that's more just because I haven't slept. So what can you do? Owen, good to see you. Hope you're well. I'm all right. I haven't slept, but apart from that, I'm all right. I'm doing okay. How are you? Hope you're well. Yeah. Same. Cornet just sort of standing still there, asking for options, and thankfully he finally gets one, and Emerson pulls it back nicely for Skamaka. This is a good opportunity to hit it. Good block, good defending, just putting it all on the line there, diving down, just getting his body in the way. That's a sort of good last-ditch defending, big Craig Dawson defending kind of vibe. But it was a nice opportunity, a little bit stretched passing from West Ham in the build-up to it, but it happens, and then Declan Rice takes a shot from range. I'm not going to... It's fine. But a good opportunity there, playing through the lines. The passing was a little bit stretched. It was Emerson playing it out to Cornet, and it was all just a little bit too much. And then as the ball came to Skamaka, all of a sudden it sort of opened up. He wasn't ever completely unmarked, but it was a good opportunity to have a pop, and he does. But good defending. We'll take that, though. We'll take that. I need it, Glenn. I need it. I need it. Less so than usual, Stevie B, I would say. Less so than usual, but yeah. If he's available, I think there's always a chance. I think there's a bigger chance now than there would have been previously. Do I think it will happen? No. But there's a chance. In defense, it is a bit side-to-side lumping forward. But still, less so than usual. Less so than usual. Which isn't saying much, because usually that's our MO. That's our singular goal. Downs finding himself in a forward position. Skamaka again. Ball gets played into him in a slightly awkward way, and he just manages to sort of play it down calmly to someone else, and we keep possession. There's something I really like about his control. He's got a really nice first touch. Down the line nicely to Cornet. Stepping to the FC defender who does well, and then steps across him. Very robust step across there, but you love to see a bit of strong defending. We'll take that. Emerson tries to nod it on, can't quite make it happen, and FB win a throw-in in a very defensive position, but they managed to get there. Maybe relieve a little bit of the pressure. Mighty Eyes is a great question. I really wanted to... I was desperate to do videos all this weekend, but my girlfriend was really ill, so I didn't get the opportunity to do it on my Top Mark channel. It's crazy. It's the answer. I think the right thing has been done by suspending everyone involved. And vacating obviously the titles. It's not something they would want to happen. Skamaka shot from range just drags it slightly wide. It was a sort of a bold play from early doors. You know, just trying to just hit it early. No real, it takes something spectacular from there. Doesn't quite get a connection on it. But yeah, I think the right thing was done by suspending them all, Mighty. I feel like there isn't any one party that isn't in the wrong. It feels like I don't know personally. I don't know what I believe in terms of who's in the right, who was in the wrong. It feels like to me everyone was in the wrong to some extent. But yeah, I think it's everyone being suspended is the correct thing to do. Vacating the titles is the correct thing to do, although very difficult. They've put themselves in a good foot forward. It looks like we're building towards a Mox MJF angle, which looks really good. The trios titles are on the Lucha, is on Death Triangle, which is who are the best probably trio outside of the Elite in the company. They've done what they can do. It's awkward, it's difficult, but yeah, crazy situation. Do I think Punk is done? Yeah, and Punk is out for a ridiculous amount of time. By the way, A-Top Mark on YouTube, subscribe. Awkward, because once I finish the video tonight, then I'm free to do more videos on there. Do I think he's done? Oh, Dan, you don't know. Basically, Dan, if you don't know, I'll explain it very quickly. We've got a corner for West Ham. I'll try to explain I'll try to explain it as best I can in a second. But a corner for West Ham on this left-hand side. Again, big boys coming up. There's Ogbonna and his big dome, the shiny dome of doom. We haven't seen it in a while. He's here now. Skamaka involved. Whipped in from Lanzini on this left-hand side, looking towards Skamaka, who couldn't quite get his head onto it, but it's good defending. They've got this huge bloke, right? Who I think is Juma, I think it was, the French midfielder. I think it's who it is. Foul against Ben Rama somehow there. I'm not really sure how it is. That is. Thank you very much. Smash that like button, guys. Come on now. Yeah, a little bit of 6 of one and half a dozen of another type thing. Yeah, but they've got this big guy. They've got this big dude, right? Who I think is the French midfielder, Juma. I think that's who it is. And he's just standing on Skamaka. He's bloody massive. No Craig, no party. That's fine. We can bring him on. Bang. Headers for days. No worries about that. Yeah, Dan, if you don't know what happened, I'll explain it as briefly as possible. Basically, at the end of the pay-per-view, All Out on Sunday, there's obviously a media scrum where they speak to the media. And Punk was the first one up and went on what can only be described as an insane tirade. Out of character, a legit shoot tirade on Hangman Page, the Bucks, Kenny Omega, just basically just going absolutely wild on everyone. Colt Cabana said a lot of things he definitely should not have said. And then the reports are he went backstage, back to the locker room after it, and a physical fight ensued between himself, Ace Steel, the trainer agent for AEW, and the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, in which chairs were thrown, which hit Nick Jackson in the eye. Punches were thrown. Kenny Omega was bit by Ace Steel. It's kind of insane. And so they have all been suspended. All of their titles have since been vacated. Yeah, it's crazy. It's a crazy, crazy situation. But yeah, it's mad. It's mad. Subscribe, A-Top Mark, because like I say, I've got a video that I need to finish tonight. But once that's done, I can get to doing videos again. Oh Jesus, a proper Royal Rumble. It was wild. It was wild. Good to see that. Yes, Larry was present, but he was not suspended. He's too good a boy to be suspended. He didn't get involved now. West Ham passing the ball around at the back. We're in control of this game. It's certainly safe to say we are definitely on top of this game. That's not to say FCSB haven't had opportunities. They definitely have. One or two bright spots for them as well, and they haven't looked like they couldn't score. But you'd have to say if one team is going to score, it would be us. It's been a sort of a vaguely professional performance. You'd want maybe a slightly better defensive display from us, but in general, you're talking a pretty solid performance so far. Not good. I'm not saying we've been flying, anything like that. For example, people saying it was just paint the on front door off to watch it dry. Says Peter. Yeah, it's not the most exciting thing you've ever seen in your life, but certainly knocking on that door and making it happen. And And again, if it's just a very sort of if we run out, say 2-0 winners with this kind of performance the entire game, I'm taking that all day all night. Yeah, I agree. I think Downs is looking good. Logan said it as well. Downs looking really good. He's much more comfortable on the ball than Souček. Yeah, I agree. I'm enjoying him today. I don't think he'll start over Souček, but I think he's putting a good account of himself. Whips in for a corner from West Ham. Oh, almost an own goal from FCSB there. Just at last second, digs back towards goal. Oh, somehow Cornet gets the control. Lovely control. Tries to put it for Ogbonna. Can't quite find it. Hit from Lanzini, far side. Just can't get the control on it. And it goes dribbles wide for a goal kick. But almost out of nowhere, almost a massive own goal from FCSB. The ball gets played in from the corner. It's over everyone. And it's just a really piece of awkward defending from the player. He sort of tries to shift his body in a way where he doesn't make sure he doesn't hit his hand, because there was a moment there where it looked like it could just go straight onto his hand, and he shifts his body into his. I think it hits his tum tum, and thankfully for them, it doesn't go in. But there was a moment there where it looked like it was going to. The AJ Fury match has to happen shortly after today, so I knew probably British. So interestingly, Fury was obviously at the WWE show the weekend, Clash at the Castle. All good, ball down for Cornet, just slightly offside. I'm liking Cornet today as well. He's got a little something about him, which I'm really enjoying. I don't know what it is. Is it because I used him once on FIFA like a week ago and he was really good? Maybe. I don't know, but I'm liking Cornet today. Yeah, interestingly, Fury was at the Clash of the Castle the weekend, and I saw an interview he did with Ariel Hawani after the show, because he obviously got involved in the main event. And he said he knew who his opponent was. And he has the venue all booked and everything. So it's a very weird situation. All played in, header from FCSB straight into the hands of Areola. That was a golden opportunity. That was such a good opportunity for the Iranian side. And he just can't quite get any sort of significant connection on it. It just very calmly, softly, with no real danger at all, goes into the hands of good tackle, Kara. Goes into the hands of Areola. The players stayed down. West Ham literally had a discussion about whether or not to kick it out. They're still standing still, waiting for it. And they've ended up kicking it out. The player has stayed down. There's lots of Stephen. I am struggling out of nowhere. Can you tell? It's Tom, bruv. Kara does really well there. That's a really nice tackle. Oh, what's going on with my nose? Is there not one in the Discord, Tom? I thought one had been posted in the Discord. I'm not sure. I haven't looked in there, but I believed one had been posted in the Discord. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, it was a great tackle, wasn't it? It was a really nice tackle. Oh, it streams down everywhere. My nose is just in an absolute tiz. Because I've also got this mustache underneath. I need to get rid of this all, to be honest with you. But it feels like it's tickling my nose. You know? So, there you go. I've always wondered. I've said a couple of times that I felt like it was one of the. I didn't know. I didn't know if it was the first time in my lifetime where we had got into sort of European competition on merit twice in a row, and I couldn't remember the FCSB player is down rolling around like mad again here. I didn't even notice that one. Emerson coming in from behind. Yeah, he's dived there. Don't get me wrong. 100% contact, but sounds an exciting time. 100% contact, but nothing as deep to make him roll around like that. Flipping heck. Yeah. And the commentator just said this is only the second time we've been in mainstream European competition twice in a row. The first time, obviously, after we won the Cup, was Cup of 65. So that's interesting. There you go. Yeah, I don't listen. I don't know much about boxing, Brian. I am the biggest plastic you'll ever find when it comes to boxing. I barely watch it. I'll watch the big fights on a dodgy stream in bed, and that's about it. I really, and I don't really know what's going on. Even I know that Fury and Joshua quite significantly. If Young Tom was here, he'd talk to you endlessly about it. But yeah. Is it streams you're looking for? Oh, I need to listen to that song now. What's that other song he did? All night long. All night long is the one. That's a banger. That's a banger. West Ham come away with the ball significantly. There's a little idea from Ben Rama that didn't quite work. Yeah, we seem to be playing a sort of. It does seem to be a more traditional 4-2-3-1 type thing, with Cornet and Ben Rama given license to sort of swap around. Lanzini tends to stick around in the middle, and to be fair, he drops so deep all of the time anyway. We're practically playing a 4-3-3. But Ben Rama is on the left currently, and Cornet is on the right, and they've switched over a couple. There's been a couple of times where they found themselves on different wings, and so I'll be interested to see how that carries on. I don't mind it at all. We're going through a period here where we're struggling to maybe get the ball a little bit more forward. They're dropping to the floor quite easily, and it's sort of becoming a frustrating moment in time, to be honest. Like they're dropping to the floor quite a lot. It's ruining our rhythm of play a little bit, and we're struggling to get out of here at all. We'll see how it goes. Kera getting a little bit tangled up there, was dangerous of a tackle, so sort of pulls out. It's a good ball into the center. Oh, that's a really nice ball, and it's 1-0. It's 1-0 FCSB. It's a good goal. It's a good goal. You can't say much more about it. Like the ball again across which should not have worked in the way it did. Like the ball across the box was dribbled. Like the positioning is nice, but it's hit with no power. It was like that one before that gave us some trouble where you feel like they could have done something on it. It's dribbled along the floor. The ball, the movements, the passing is nice. It's nice direct passing movements, finding good space. Bit of awkwardness from Kera, bit lucky there from FCSB, but that ball across should deal with it better. We really should deal with it better. I'm not sure who's there. Maybe it's Ogbonna. It's Ogbonna who comes across the cover, and there's just no space there again. Kera has stepped out, leaving a lot of space, vacating a lot of space, and so Ogbonna comes across to try and cover it, but he doesn't get across anywhere near in time. And Emerson, who's left in the middle, is sort of in this no man's land. The ball comes across the face of goal. He can't quite get there. And at the far side, FCSB just have to slot it home. It's a well-worked goal. They've got a bit lucky with it, and that cross really should have been stopped out. But at the end of it, none of that matters because it's West Ham United 0, FCSB 1. We've been the better team, but it's not like I said, they haven't had chances. They haven't had moments where they've looked dangerous. And they've converted one. Oh, I'll have a little listen, Rex. I'll have a little listen. In fact, I'll write it down now. I'll have a little listen, sir. Also, Clips, I saw your compliment. Thank you very much. I'm opening it up so I can listen to it after because I'm going to need inspiration for later on when I'm working because I work better to music, you know. They can try and punt it forward. We're reverting a little bit to type there. A little bit of punt forward techers. You don't love to see it. Good cut out there by Kera, who recovered. That was just an awkward. That was just an awkward moment. A very awkward moment. Before the goal, he sort of backs out a little bit, pulls out a little bit because it looks like he might commit a foul. Awkward. Brick House Commodores. There we go. Mate, I'll be getting on that. Down the line, looking for Sufal to charge forwards. Can't quite get there. It's going to be a corner. We'll take it. I'm not quite at that stage yet. Are you available, Mr. Margie? It's going to be a corner from the right-hand side for West Ham. Referee's pulling up something. Declan Rice, as per usual, just throwing his arms up. Cornet and Cretu, who is the right back who we need yellow carded for the bet. Whipped in, almost towards Cornet, couldn't quite find him. Ben Rama picks up the ball on the outside of the area, back to Lanzini, looking to maybe cross it in again. Big deflection, but West Ham keep the ball. Oh, Flynn Downs with a nice bit of control there. Just to keep that under control nicely. Lanzini lays it back out wide. They're sat deep now. This is the bigger problem now, is we need to ask ourselves this question. They're sat deep now, and they really can. Not that they weren't before. Cornet does well there. Nice little juke back. Plays it in. Almost close to a good header. Can't quite get there. Lanzini can't quite get his head onto it. Smaka does. It just bounces up and over the bar with no real danger. Cornet does well. Headed down just a bit awkward. We're in an awkward situation now because this is not what we wanted to be in. I know you might say, Charlie, you're losing. Obviously, you don't want to be in that. Obviously. Yes, you're right. But what I mean is that they now have complete license to sit deep. Pardon me again. Not that they weren't before. Pardon me. I apologize. Not that they weren't doing that before. Not that they weren't sitting deep before. Because they were. They were sitting. Okay. And they were sort of making it difficult. And again, Cornet yellow for Cretu there. They're taking their time, let's say. They're taking their time. Every situation they get, they are hanging out on the floor for maximum amount of time. So the question now falls on us to break that down. We now have to be the bigger team. Again, this is part of that transition of going from underdogs overachieving to overdogs achieving. I don't know how to word it, but people who do what is expected of them. We're now in a situation where we are 1-0 down at home. They have all of the license in the world to sit deep and pump it long and counter-attack and do nothing else. And the question is, can we break them down? We have talent. We have the talent on the pitch, but we need to see if they can actually do it. We need to see if they can do it. Thankfully, we've got a decent bench, which we could change things up with, but Thank you, Logan. Thank you. I'm glad to see it. Mulch, good to see you, my friend. He's in the other room. We're moving furniture around and redecorating and doing some bits and pieces. My setup's going to change relatively soon in the next 2-3 games. So he was in the other room, and I didn't even think about it until someone brought it up in the stream. So there's that. Bone and Paqueta and Antonio. Yeah. Punted forward nicely and good first touch from Skamaku, then laid out wide nicely to Ben Rama from Lanzini. Slowed down and looking for that cross. Why are we crossing it so much? I'll get Danny at halftime. Don't worry. Danny will make his reappearance because I'd forgotten. Someone mentioned it. I was like, crap, he's in the other room. I'll make sure to go get it at halftime. Don't you worry about that. Frustrating in that position. We're counter-attacking. We've got numbers forward, people streaming forward. We play the ball out wide to Ben Rama, and again, just that West Ham itis of just going, right, we need to try and cross the ball now. And it's like, bruv, please. Lanzini's going to take the corner, though, where we get from it, so I can't complain too much. Just played in from the right-hand side over the top of absolutely everyone. Emerson picks it up at the far post, digs it back towards Skamaku, gets his head to it, can't quite get onto it. Skamaku's been interesting today. I don't think he's getting involved in a lot of bits and pieces. It's not landing for him. You can see on his reaction there from the header, the ball gets played in again from Emerson. And yeah, he's frustrated as everyone else is. He probably should have headed that. Probably should have put that at least on target. And he's frustrated by that. But he's getting heavily involved today, which is better than it has been under with him sometimes, is where he just doesn't get it. That is a mini Danny. You are right. You are Dan. That is a mini Danny just there. There he is. Beautiful little boy. You know. Play Antonio with Skamaku. It's not a bad shout. But he's on the pitch already. I know the game changes on. What do we do? Cornet does well. Couldn't quite get there. I'm liking this is the frustrating thing about today. Cornet does well there to win the ball back. What's the frustrating thing today is that there's parts of this that I'm really enjoying. I'm enjoying Cornet existing. I'm enjoying Skamaka's touches and stuff. I'm enjoying Flynn Downs, but it's not quite coming together. Like, it's just not quite coming together. Like, Skamaka's the good example, I think, of he's getting involved in lots of bits and pieces, and in build-up, he's looking good. He's looking sharp in the build-up section, in my opinion. But that's another good opportunity. Skamaka through, and he's just dragged it wide. That's what I'm saying. The build-up part, he's doing really well, but it's just not happening up front for him at all. Downs gets the interception, plays it through nicely, very quickly to Skamaka, and he's not even under that much pressure. He just completely mishits it. Completely mishits it. Never does come together. Charlie, you're not wrong, Chris. You're not wrong. Skamaka having a mare, yeah. Cornet flop. That's what I'm saying. I think there's a lot of things I like here. I'm liking Cornet's performance to some extent. I'm liking half of Skamaka's performance. It's just that final connection that's just not happening. What is going on my nose? It's frustrating. It is proper. To be fair, I mean, it is. The heavens have opened in a big way. The heavens have opened in a big way. Is the no games for 2 weeks confirmed, by the way? I know I saw a couple of you saying that. Has that been confirmed? It's not great weather, is it? Every shot you see is just pure rain. Every shot you see is just pure rain. Downs is pushing for starting. IMO Moyes doesn't have the testicular fortitude to do it. Logan, I did message you about Spanners, didn't I? What day did I say? I don't even remember, bruv. It's a conversation I need to have with you after. But yeah. I don't remember because I've got no bloody clue. Where are you? There we go. But yeah, I'm liking Downs. Downs is looking decent. Downs is looking really good. I'm enjoying it. No, not having it today, Mandy. Sorry. All off targets only. Downs is working really hard. Yeah, I agree. I'm really liking his performance there. I think that's one of the more exciting things. I think I said the 14th. Thank you. Then that works. That's actually worked out perfectly. Thank you, Logan. I'll message you after, but that's actually worked out perfectly. Past Charlie apparently had an idea of what was going on. Current Charlie, not the foggiest. Past Charlie realised. Lanzini strides out, just lays it short to Declan Rice, looking for Cornet, does well, pulls it back. Ben Rama to hit it, good block. I tell you what, their last-ditch central defending, just getting in front of every sort of any sort of range shot is good, but that was a good opening opportunity. Doesn't quite work out, but don't like Downs for their goal. Ooh, stood off his man for too long. I didn't notice that. I'll have a look. They're not. No, they're not. What's sponsoring me today is sugar intake, so I can survive because today is bad. I've not slept. No, it was a fun fact. It wasn't going to be one football, but obviously the events today have made that a little bit difficult. So it will be one football in the future. Laid short to Skamaka, looking for Cornet. Can't quite find it. Emerson picks out again. I think he's playing all right today. I think Emerson's having an okay game. Going forward, he's being involved. Sort of just passing it around slowly now again. So they're so well drilled right now, FCSB. They're in a really good defensive shape. Really compact, just making it almost impossible to play through the Lions centrally in any way, shape, or form, which is just going to encourage us. No foul, and the referee plays on, and Ben Rama bullied there. And that's a big ball over the top and another golden opportunity. But Areola, good work. Good work, Ariola. Take that. Take that. Oh, a little bit of Stobarts for Coca-Cola. Scott, I have to have a conversation now. I'll tell you what, I don't have Coke too often, but if there's deals on offer, then we can make it work. We can make it work. Halftime whistle goes. Halftime whistle goes. It's West Ham United 0, FCSB 1. Not the most exciting game you've ever seen in your life. One where we have flattered to deceive a little bit. Though we were in control, I would say relatively. We controlled the game relatively well up until their goal. And since then, it sort of petered out. They happy to sit back. There was a moment there where they were so deep and just waiting for it. They just didn't really, I don't know, it wasn't really scary in any way, shape or form. And then, yeah, I mean, it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one to watch from a neutral standpoint, from a football entertainment standpoint, because it's not a great match. And it's also a difficult one to watch in terms of just atmosphere, vibes, and just football. From a home side perspective, obviously being 1-0 down is not ideal, but I don't know. I can't say. Woody does make a good point though. Remember what I said, Charlie Sanko was at whiskey. You did say that. You did say that exact thing. And to be fair, I said 2-1. And I did say if we put in that sort of level of performance, but we did get the win, I wouldn't complain about it. So, good to see you. Good to see you, Stu. Hope you're well. You've had 0 shots on target. They've had 3. Yeah. I think we've had more shots, but yeah. Geo, vibes? Give them to me.
I think we're the better team, I think we're until they scored, I thought we were all over them actually. It's just creating half chances, creating a couple of good chances, both for Scamacca. Defensively switched off 2 or 3 times though, twice. Emerson's the one that switched off. It's cost us a goal. I feel there's enough positives, but at the same time, we're losing.
Yeah. It's difficult because, like you said, I felt like up until the goal, I thought we were in control of it. That's not to say, and I said very shortly before their goal, the way I was describing it before then was we're in control here. We're creating stuff, nothing clear cut, nothing incredible. We're creating here, but that's not to say they haven't got anything in them. They'd had a couple of half chances that had existed that were sort of few and far between, but they existed, and theirs just felt like their goal just felt like defensive. I don't know what the word is. They were just 6s and 7s, I guess, is the phrase that gets pulled out. Kera goes forward, and that's what he does. He steps out and happens, and whatever, that is what it is. I think he pulls slightly out of a challenge he maybe could have won, because I think there's maybe a concern he was going to foul someone, which I don't blame too much. But then Ogbono comes across to sort of cover, and that leaves about 400 acres of space in behind where Emerson's just sort of in no man's land. The ball gets played across, not particularly dangerous ball, not particularly scary looking ball. They did a dribbly cross like that a couple of minutes beforehand, and I was like, that's never going to happen. It turns out it happened. I don't know.
Yeah, I think defensively we look poor. I mean, like I said, both times Emerson has switched off. The free header, maybe 5 minutes before their goal, should have been a warning sign to Emerson that this guy is going to get in ahead of you. And even when Ariola just came around like the goal there to sort of clear it, the guy overtook Emerson to close Ariola down. He's just jogging back. I think he's looked quite handy going forward though, Emerson. I think Cornet's looking up well with him down the left-hand side. I think Downs looks neat and tidy in the middle of the pitch. I think Benrahma's been bullied out the game a little bit. I think they're having a physical battle with him and he's not really up for it. Lanzini is just, sometimes he looks all right, but other times Charlie is just slow. He just got caught on the ball just before half time there, just dribbling across the halfway line. It's just, you can't afford that. Every shooting opportunity has fallen to Scamacca. A couple of times he's been a bit greedy. There was one point he shot from quite far, a really poor connection and effort. But that one at the end there, when he got sort of played in a little bit and dragged it well wide and stuff, and we're not out the game. We can still win this game. But let's be honest with you, we can still win it. But we're gonna have to play better in the second half, and Moyes is possibly gonna have to win it from the bench.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's parts of this that I like. There's performances I like. I like Scamacca in the build-up phase. I think he's looked good there. A lot of times the balls have come into awkward positions towards him where another player wouldn't be able to deal with it, and you can just see he has the sort of just the length of leg to be able to reach out and get the ball, but also he has the control and the touch. He's laying it off. He's getting involved in build-up in a nice way. That's good for us. It's helping us get the ball forward. But then it's just that I'll put it down to lack of confidence or whatever, or form, but he's just not quite, because if he strikes one of those a little bit better, you're at least working the goalkeeper significantly.
Do you know one phrase I quite dislike in football, because it doesn't always make sense, is he's almost trying too hard.
Sure.
And I was listening to Gary, I can't remember what it's called. It's a guy who never does these things. It's not on the YouTube, not the Sky Bet one. He's on Sky Sports, where he's sat in like a little theatre with a former player, and they just look at their goals and stuff. The other day he had Berbatov on, and he also had one with Michael Owen, and they showed him this goal where Michael Owen scores from outside the box, and Gary Neville said, I don't remember he scoring much outside the box, and it went ping point into the corner. And he said, "Oh, really good finish." Michael Owen was like, "Bollocks," and he's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I aimed at the goalie." And he's like, I am convinced anyone that scores top corner is just hitting it as hard as they can, and it just goes in. And I think sometimes this sort of ties in with the trying too hard thing with Scamacca, where every time he gets the ball, he's shooting, and you almost just want to say, just calm down a little bit, just calm down. It's not always the best option. That one from distance was the wrong option to do. There was 2 or 3 players around him and stuff, and I think his layoffs, his touches are quite neat and tidy. I think he's getting involved and stuff. But I want to see Moyes. I want to see Antonio on next to Scamacca from the half time. Get Antonio on now for Lanzini and get him up front next to Scamacca. I want them two in the box, because their defenders are doing well blocking stuff, but they've only got one they've only got one striker to mark between the 2 centre backs. So let's give them 2 strikers to mark and see how they get on with blocking shots and stuff. Because if Scamacca's getting away from one centre back, creating half a yard, the other one's coming over to cover and block. Well, let's put Antonio in the mix as well, so that we are forced wide. The last 5 minutes, we were a little bit sideways, a little bit rise to down. Lanzini, Benrahma, Sufal. Well, you've got Antonio and Scamacca in the box. Sideways is fine. Give out to the wide guy and get it in the box. I want to see us get a little bit ugly, a little bit direct. They've started their time wasting already. That guy's tied his laces about 4 times now. The referee, though, they've gone down a couple of times. The referee's having none of it, just saying, carry on. I've not seen anything. Carry on. So we're going to have to start getting a little bit ugly now. I want to see Antonio on next to Scamacca from the restart, really. And I think I'd be getting Paqueta and Jan and Bowen warmed up as well, because we need to throw the kitchen sink at them in the second half. We really do need to go for it.
Yeah, makes sense. I'll be heading off for just a split second, but just before, Chris, solid work. Managed to book a rester. It's just good. It's just good, Chris. It's just good. I respect it. I just wanted to give it the respect it deserves. Right, I'll be. Thank you.
Cheers. Right, let's see what you're all saying in the live chat. Chris is saying Antonio is not the answer. It's just my opinion, that's all. I agree with Daniel, though. Paqueta for Lanzini. I agree. I would like to see Paqueta at some point. Wayne saying less picking on Cornet and Emerson. I mean, I will say I did find it inconsistent that Cornet got booked for essentially shielding the ball and catching the guy in the face, yet that Italian guy up front for them clattered into Kerr's legs when he's in the middle. He Harry Kaned him, as I would call it, yet nothing. I know it was a free kick, but nothing, no booking. So that's frustrating. I don't like small inconsistencies. Ashley saying Cornet on the yellow, switching for Bowen. I think he's looking all right, in all honesty. I think Cornet's looking okay. I think he's linking up quite well with Emerson going forward. They're creating a little bit of room down that left. Some nice little touches between the two of them as well. Alan says he's not too worried. He's used to seeing us being lackluster in the first half and turn it on in the second. Dave, thank you very much for the 250 super chat. Dave, thank you. Bless you. Said our best squad, Geo Gonzo and Baby Bell Hammers chat. Skamaka just made Ben McCarthy look like Ronaldinho. Logan said he's typically not negative, but I don't think Moyes will change anything and we will lose this game. Daniel says Ogbonna looks shaky at the back because Zuma or Dawson would handle him with no nonsense. He has looked a bit iffy, hasn't he? Downs is looking good, says Ian. I agree. Buga says they're playing very well. I have to confess, one of the problems with doing previews and stuff of these European games for the first fixture is you know nothing about your opponents. We don't know anything about them. So there's always an element of football snobbery. I've been quite impressed by them. I was impressed by Viborg as well, but I have been impressed by what I've seen by them. They're pressing high. Like I said, the time wasting's getting on my nerves a little bit as a West Ham fan, but I'd imagine if you support FCSB, you're probably pretty happy with their time wasting things they're going on with. Let's see what you're all saying as well. Yes, expect more falling over for them in the second half. I can see them taking their time on a lot of occasions. Like I said, that Korea, I've seen him tie his laces 3 times, and I'm pretty sure he's got one of them laceless boots. Jonathan says, start of the season, I couldn't understand why we're so determined to get an attacking midfielder to replace Lanzini. After that half, I completely understand why. He's the one that needs to depart. Juicy P says BT has him as FSCB, not FCSB. Honestly, Juicy, when we did the preview, I told you what you see on the channels are our third take. Okay, it was only introduction. But I kept saying, welcome to Talk a Good Game. It's a match preview of West Ham against FSCB. I don't know why. I just kept saying it. So, yeah, I can understand. But I say understand. I think there's a big difference between this, a little YouTube channel, and BT Sports. Kerr said I had 2 predictions, 4-1 and Moyes gone by Saturday. Currently, both are still on. Scarborough says they aren't playing well. We just need to step it up. How many times have we lost the first half under David Moyes? It should be quite simple to find out that information for you, Ben. Once Charlie comes back, if Charlie's back in the next minute, I'll take a minute to look for the answer for you. I think I'd have to break it down. The problem is I could find out that information for last season in the league, just like that, but you've got to then add it all together, haven't you? Right, let's see what we're all saying. Taz saying Flynn Downs is undroppable the way that he is playing. Column says Ben Rama's huff and puff. God says Skamaka more time. Do you know something? I think he's playing all right. I get that I'm in the minority here because I can see a lot of people, unhappy with Skamaka's performances. I think he's been wasteful. Don't get me wrong. His finishing's been very, very poor and he's been very wasteful. And I think he's been a bit selfish in that final third. But I think his build-up play and his all-round play, I've been quite impressed by it. His little layoffs to Ben Ram at one point. Lanzini did a nice little layoff too. I think his reading of the game is very good because he's getting in all these positions to have the shots. So I've actually been quite impressed by Skamaka's all-round play. Lack of finishing, take finishing away, but I think he's played okay. I'd keep him on the pitch because we're a goal down. He's a striker. I know Antonio's on the bench, but I want to see them both on the pitch together.
I think with Skamaka as well, just very quickly before you read Michael's comments, Shout out Michael, hope you're well, by the way. Good patron of ours, Michael. I'm fine with him taking shots. We knew coming in, he's a shot merchant, right? He wants to come in, he wants to take big shots from Ray, he wants to just pepper him. It's one of the things. It's one of the things I heard people talking about was how interesting will it be for David Moyes, who wants his teams to shoot almost as little as possible, to go out and buy a guy who was just about shooting from every angle, all opportunities. And I'm kind of okay with that because sometimes you do need someone who's just going to do it. The problem is, of course, when you have someone who's not connecting and not in form, and let's say like he is up front right now. I think he's doing good things overall, but specifically with his shots obviously aren't coming off for him, then they feel wasteful, a bit like Mikel Antonio taking shots from range or Declan Rice taking shots from range. Do you know what I mean? But in general, I'm okay with him taking a lot of shots. It's just one of those situations where wouldn't mind them being on target, let's say. Wouldn't mind them being on target.
Yeah, his shooting can be frustrating though, but do you know something? I can't have it both ways. I sit here and complain we don't shoot enough, and now I'm complaining we're shooting too much. It looks like Paqueta's coming on though.
Yeah, James is saying the same thing.
Yeah, everybody's saying Paqueta's coming on, so it better be for Antonio's on, Bowen possibly as well. So it looks like Paqueta and Antonio's coming on. Let me just get the confirmation for you, Charlie. Then I'll disappear.
Yeah,
Wait,
Paqueta, Antonio. I'm looking at them on the screen right now. Paqueta, Antonio, and Bowen are all coming on. Don't know who for yet. Skamaka's off for Antonio. I can tell you that much.
This is what we need from Moyes. Ruthless.
Yeah, I'm big. I'm big into this. Even if I would keep Skamaka on, I'm big into this idea.
Who's that? I want another confirmation. Benrahma, Lanzini, and Skamaka.
There you go. I'm happy with that.
Disagree.
I'm happy with that.
You can't disagree.
Gia, final words before I let you go, because obviously.
Do you know something? I think we're going to win the game, Charlie. I think I'll go 2-1 West Ham, but it's good to see us doing something, getting them on. And do you know something? Paqueta's going to get so much time on the ball this half. If he is the answer, if he is the number 10 we've been screaming out for, we'll see it in this half, because he's got a way to come up against a side that's going to sit out in their own 18 yard and say, what you got? Well, we've got Lucas Paqueta. That is Moyes' answer. Now we need Paqueta to almost justify that. I do think Skamaka would have been a better striker to have on the pitch with Paqueta rather than Antonio, though. So I agree with Vinny. Taking him off is the we're going to get hit on the counter. We probably are right now. So anyway, I'm going to disappear. But yeah, I'll say 2-1. I think we'll still win the game.
We'll take that. Thank you very much, Gia. Appreciate you for coming. If you want to hear more wisdom, knowledge, as opposed to my stupidity, I would highly recommend you checking out the full-time review that'll be happening live on this channel. But before then, we have the rest of the watch-along. And if you don't know, we were the only West Ham channel last season to do a watch-along every single game without fail. I'm saying that until I have missed one, and then I won't have the right to say that anymore. But until then, I'm going to keep saying it. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on future videos, and also hit that like button while you're down there. We have flown past the 300 target. We're at 401 currently. So let's keep that going. Let's see if we can hit 500. It's a bold play to see if we can hit 100 likes in a half. I'm not going to lie to you, but we'll give it a shot. We'll give it a shot. Dave, I did also see you do a little cheeky another super chat. Very, very kind of you. So I'll make sure to put your name in. But there we go. Big plays by David Moyes. We'll take that. Like I said, it's not necessarily agree with them. Would I have preferred to see Skamaka stay on, for example? Yes, I would have. I would have preferred to see him stick on. But having that decisiveness at halftime, I can't complain about. The amount of times I get frustrated about him taking too long to do subs and this, that, and the other. For him to step up and go, bang, let's go. Here it is. Oh, by the way, I got Danny. Then I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that. Ejuma just coming forward. He's looking. He's a mobile big boy. He's a big guy, but he's mobile. Unfortunately, there are no bells, Logan. I have not been able to go to the shops for the last couple of days. And so, trust me, they've already been eaten. So there are no more bells. Sad times. Scott, good to see you. I don't know why I said good to see you. You've been around the entire time, but good to see you. It's always good to see you. Do you know what I mean? That's how I'm going to start that one out. Skamaka is off for Antonio. Lanzini is off for Paqueta. And Benrahma is off for Bowen. I think he's slowly getting there, Mr. Pardew. I think he's slowly getting there. It's not. He certainly isn't the Rice we've seen in the last couple of years. He started the season poorly. I think the last 2 or 3 games you've seen a little bit more momentum from him, especially in second halves. First half's still iffy, but second half's got significantly better. But yeah, not quite. Not quite this season what he was once. But that's okay. Punted into the box from the free kick from FCSB. They're now trying to work their way back into the box a second time. Declan Rice gets the tackle, lays it short. Hospital pass to Kufau, who's in an awful situation. This terrible defending from West Ham. They've managed to block it a couple of times, but my God, the decision making there was awful. Awful. Give Dan a kiss on the cheek for luck. one of the weirder things I've done. One of the weirder things I've done. I'm willing to admit that. But, it's happened now. It's happened. Good positive changes. Like I said, good positive changes from David. I'll take it. Even if I disagree, I'm fine with him being positive and proactive and decisive. Decisive, Davis, Geo says. Do you know what I mean? Rice, that's a better ball. Out to Emerson. That time he's got Cornet just ahead of him. He's going forward. Shot from range. High. Nowhere close to the goal. Emerson's playing rugby a little bit. It's good. That's American football. It's not even rugby. Yeah. Yeah. But he strides into the area, and to be fair, he could have played it to Cornet, but Cornet's just going to cross it. Yeah. Cornet putting on the afterburners there, just putting the Bucharest player under pressure. We win a throw-in from it. We take it quickly and successfully. That's not a bad throw-in from us. Oh. The idea from Paqueta was nice. Couldn't quite pull it off, but the idea was nice. Solid. It's just good work. I wondered what the 2 stars on their badge before. Because if you up there's their badge, but they have 2 stars on. I wondered if that was European trophies. Because obviously I know Steaua Bucharest is a team, and again, I know this is a team that's gone through turmoil and differences and names and all that other sort of stuff. I know. But obviously they're a big name side. They've been someone who I've known since I was a kid, really. So I did wonder why. I didn't look into it though. It was a big old punt. It was a big old punt. CNC, it's weird because I get accused of being really negative most of the time. I'm in a weird position, guys. I can't lie about it. Crossed out wide to FCSB, looking for the wing, looking to try and cross it in. That's a nice little back heel one for the Cretu. The fullback played in Ogbonna, and the forward just awkward touches all round. And Areola comes over the ball and plays it relatively quickly to Safal, but awkward. Safal rejects all of his animal instincts to pass it backwards or sideways and goes forward. West Ham, though, play the ball backwards instantaneously after that. Pinged forward by Emerson. He's got Antonio running onto it. There's that difference in control I was talking about. His first one wasn't actually that bad. The chest wasn't that bad. It was the second touch, which was so heavy and completely lost the ball for him and the team. The movement was nice. I liked the movement. Maxwell Cornet sort of coming inwards to sort of cover that space. And just the second touch from Antonio was just awful. Just pointless. But there we go. Paqueta for Lanzini, Antonio for Scamacca, and Bowen for Ben Rama. Richard. How terrible has the performance been? I haven't been watching. James is pretty damn poor. Yeah, it wasn't great, is what I would say. I wouldn't. It's not our worst performance by any stretch of imagination. And there was a long period of time where I would have said we were in control of the game, but that didn't end up in any shots on target or anything. Emerson picking up a yellow card. He's sort of trying to clamber over the player battling for the header. He needs to be careful here, Emerson. He's having a prolonged conversation with the referee, and I'm like, you're putting yourself in a really awkward position here. He's saying he was backed into, which, to be fair, I don't disagree with. But once you've been yellow carded, look, there's no way you're going to be able to convince the referee to un-yellow card you. It's just not a thing that happens. So once you've been yellow carded, step away, because you're just going to put a massive target on your back. Like not saying take Emerson off, because at this point you're just putting a target on your back, and it would not shock me. He's still having a moan at the player. He's had a this is the thing. I don't know. I'm not sure, Logan. To be honest, I'm not sure. I don't really know what the hierarchy is, if I'm being honest with you. I've thought about asking, but I feel like maybe, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know if he's purely a playing staff thing. I don't know. It's mad, David. It's utterly bananas. Subscribe to A-Top Mark on YouTube, my wrestling YouTube channel. But yeah, it's mad. I thought the show was good last night. I thought they did really well with the show. Good show. Especially given the circumstances. I think they stepped up and put their best foot forward, and I think they look good coming out of it. And I think coming out of the other side of a huge, tumultuous time like this can make you stronger. But whipped into the box, headed away from Declan Rice, and now nice header on from Antonio to Paqueta, who just carries on the run. It's a good tackle, to be fair. It's a good tackle from the Bucharest player. When you come out of tumultuous times like that, potentially be stronger. And if certain people leave, maybe with a lot more money to play with, who knows? But good tackle, Flynn Downs. I think Downs has looked good today, and he's done well there. He's won a free kick. I don't think we necessarily needed it because we had the ball, but it was well done. It was well done. Again, I would have preferred to see Scamacca stay on and maybe play up front with Antonio as opposed to changing it. It feels a little bit counterintuitive, bringing on the counter-attacking striker when we're playing a team who are going to just sit deep. Emerson, no foul, goes down and leaves space. Flynn Downs does well to come across and cope with it. Good play, Fat. Good play, Downs. I'm enjoying Flynn Downs today, ladies and gentlemen. You know? I feel like we were all maybe predisposed to liking him because obviously he's a West Ham guy, so West Ham born and bred. So in that sense, born in Brentwood. In that sense, you know, we were probably predisposed to like him. But I'm liking him today. I can't lie. I think he's doing some decent stuff. Showing he should have some playing time. Yeah, I agree. Played well, but I bet he doesn't get in for the next League game. Oh yeah, no, he won't. It'll be Suchek and Rice. But I think he's doing well. I think he's putting a good step forward. I think Emerson has been all right going forward. Defensively, shaky AF. But we knew this going in with Emerson. But going forward, I think he's been okay. Not as good as Cresswell would have been, or as useful as Cresswell would have been. But a little bit more pace. A little bit more adventurous passing as opposed to just whipping the ball in. But, you know. Again, FCSB is just trying to get a little bit of passing. And they've got this, they're really direct. Their passing is very direct. And it's almost a bit easy, if I'm being honest about it. Their movement is all right. I'm not saying it's bad by any stretch of imagination, but it's just lacking a little something. I don't know. Rice is well off where he was last season. Yeah, I agree, Stu. Like I said, it was all nice throw to Antonio, who's somehow onside. Do literally anything with it. Okay, what he's done is pass it to Kufau, who now cross it in. Nothing will come of it. It'll get headed away. Yeah, there you go. It's very easy to fix. Yeah, I think you're right, Stu. Like I said earlier, there was a couple of games. Oh, good defending by who was that? Was that Emerson who actually got back that time? Fair enough. Play did well there. Paqueta picking up the ball, tries to run with it, just barged off. FCSB played the ball forward into a nice position. Again, that right winger is just in behind Emerson all day, all night. Tries to cut inside and you thought Scamacca had a bad shot. My goodness me. My goodness me. My man took a shot. And just to let you know, if you're not watching how it went, it's a throw into West Ham. You'll have to see it. Yeah, there's been a couple of games where Rice has stepped up in the second half of his performances, but his first half have been a bit iffy, to say the least. And I'm hoping this will be one of them. So far, there's no sign of it. But I'm hoping it'll be one of them. Oh, nice little play there. Gets Bowen on the ball. Good tackle by FCSB. Bowen, stop complaining. Just get up, create space. Cornet's on the ball. So frustrating. He does well there to get a throw in there. But it's so frustrating. The ball comes across and Bowen goes down and he feels like he should have a foul. So he stays down and starts sort of going, ooh. Paqueta plays it out wide to Sufal's just going to whip in the ball again. It's going to go nowhere. Yeah, exactly what happened. Overhit it massively. And he stays down and the ball comes out to Cornet on the left, who does well to win a throw-in from it, but he has no options. And I'm looking around. I'm like, who should be giving him options here? And I'm like, Bowen was probably someone who should be coming short to give him an option. And he's just on the floor being like, why? Why? It's like, bro, please. What's concerning with Sufal for me is his first season and a half or whatever it was, 2 seasons, however long it was, lightning, so good. His crosses were unreal. Now, again, I always felt like there was a bit of purple patch form to it and it would dip off slightly, but he doesn't seem to be able to hit a ball remotely close. Pardon me. He doesn't seem to be able to hit anything even remotely close. Somehow that's a foul for FCSB. Not really sure how. They pick up the ball and go forward. To be honest with you, I think they might score again. I'm not going to lie about it. Right now, it feels like if a team was going to score, it would be them. They're getting better chances. They're getting more people forward. We look completely all over the shop. They cross it in. Kara does well just to cancel that one out. Doesn't really go anywhere, but he does well to at least get a foot in on it. Paqueta battles and wins. Good work. Now Cornet trying to flick it forward for Antonio does well. Good work. Mikel Antonio gets pushed down. That's a free kick. That's a free kick on the left-hand side in a not very useful area, but it is a yellow card for the FCSB player. Dower gets the yellow card. Big, powerful centre-back he looks like. I think that's what he is. For just completely pushing Antonio, yeah. He literally turns and just pushes him to the floor. It's corner quadrant free kick time, ladies and gentlemen. It's basically a corner. Not the most useful thing we're ever going to see because our corners have been crap as well. So we'll see what happens, but a little bit positivity. And again, they sort of overcommitted their FCSB. They haven't played as deep as I would have expected them to. I would have expected them to basically, if I'm being honest, just sat in their own half. But they haven't, and they overcommitted there a little bit to the extent where we could counterattack and we've won a free kick from it. Again, nothing will come of it because our corners have been crap. Why would our free kicks in a similar position be? But still, in that corner quadrant, Kara just making it clear to the referee about how long this is taking. Cornet. I'm going to be honest, guys. Wasn't the best free kick you're ever going to see in your life. He kicked it. So anyway, the ball is now with Emerson at centre-back position. Rice and Paqueta linking up, just short passing between the two, link it up, make it sound like something more grand than it was. It was a pass back. It was a 1-2 in very minor circumstances. Antonio again battling with Dower, who's West Ham are going to get a free kick again. And Dower, who's going to have to be careful. He's been told, right? So clearly this Dower guy has been told the second Antonio gets the ball, you get to him. And to be fair, he looks like a big guy. So you want a big guy on Mikel Antonio. But there he's getting touch tight. And by touch tight, I mean he's gripsing him out. And Antonio's struggling against it because there's a massive guy just pushing him around. He's complaining. He's complaining about the fact that he's being pulled up for free kicks, but it's definitely a free kick. We're going to see a second free kick from almost an identical position from the corner one previously. Emerson this time to take it. The shiny, big, beautiful Doan himself is back at the back stick. Emerson. It was better. I wouldn't say it was good. It was better. I wouldn't say it was good. You know? Gets sort of lofted in this time instead of just hitting the first man in a very pathetic way. This one at least went into the box in a high position. But yeah. Paqueta forward. Oh, goalkeeper comes out. Oh, he's pointed to the spot. He's pointed to the spot. Cornet goes down under pressure from the goalkeeper, and it is a penalty. The goalkeeper's down, holding something and screaming. Cornet's down. I think maybe I don't know. We'll see. I want to see the replay, but no. Yeah, please no. Ball's played forward from Paqueta. Really nice ball into the path of Cornet. I'm not sure where the foul is. I'll be honest with you. He jumps up for it, as does the goalkeeper. They just sort of clatter for me. Personally, I don't think that's a penalty. Does it matter? No, there's no VAR. We're getting a dub. Let's go. But personally, I don't think it's a penalty. Am I going to complain? No, I'm not going to complain at all. Cornet is currently down still. I'm not looking at a chat for a minute because obviously I know some of you will be slightly ahead of me, so you'll see what happens first. But Cornet is sort of down, and they're sort of holding his head and neck and sort of having conversations with him. The FCSB goalkeeper is getting some rubs with some sort of cold thing. I don't know if that was. I'll be honest with you. So the goalkeeper made the thing that happened there is the goalkeeper went wrong. The goalkeeper should have punched. The goalkeeper should have gone for the punch, and instead what happens is he goes for the catch. And obviously the ball, the time it takes to go from here, where you would have punched it, to here comes Cornet, tries to get his head on it, sort of doesn't have it. Looks like Bowen's going to take it, by the way. And he should have just gone for the punch. But it is what it is. Like I say, I don't think that was, I'll be honest with you, I don't think it was a penalty. Yellow card for the keeper. It looks like Cornet might have to go off. I'm not sure. There is a stretcher on the pitch, and it's on the buggy stretcher. You'll have to see. And yeah, and Cornet's going to come off. He's getting a potentially concussion, maybe. No, it's a neck problem. It's definitely a neck problem. He's getting slow neck. He's getting the physio is working on his neck, slowly moving it around and stuff, just to see, I guess, what the movement is like. He does look in absolute agony. To be fair, when he first went down, I thought he was. I'll be honest with you, I thought he was buying it a bit, but clearly he's in a lot of pain. I still don't think it was particularly a foul, but that's fine with me. Antonio's calling across to the bench saying it's going to be a sub. Cornet is up and moving on his feet, which is good that he's not have to go off on a stretcher. That's at least some sort of positive. But he is in a lot of pain, and it would not shock me if, yeah, Pablo Fornals is going to come on. Well, this is the front four I would have expected to start against Aston Villa. We will now have Fornals coming on for Maxwell Cornet, meaning it will be Fornals on the left, Bowen on the right, Paqueta down the middle, and Antonio up front. This is the exact lineup I expected to start at the weekend, and now they're here. I wonder if David Moyes is thinking the games at the weekend might be cancelled, and so he's more being proactive with subs. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But it's gonna be a penalty anyway. Been a long time to wait. For Jared Bowen to take this one. And to be honest with you, he wouldn't be my man to take the penalties anyway. Or would he? I don't know who I'd take penalties in this team anymore, to be honest with you. But he's had a long time to wait. Big pressure on his shoulders. To equalise would be much needed, if we're being honest about it. Jared Bowen steps up. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's got in his own head. The way he's looking around, I think he's got in his own head. Penalty, blows the whistle. He takes a breath. Oh, I was wrong. That was beautiful. My man just pile drove that one in. It was one of those ones as well, because of the rain on the net. When it hits, you just see it go. Oh, yes. Love that. Let me watch it again. Oh, yes. I was concerned. There was something that the camera like zoomed in on him and he was sort of looking around, sort of looking at the ref. I was like, has he got in his own head? And just maybe that taking a minute and just breathing, and he just absolutely whallops it home. West Ham United 1, FCSB 1. We'll take that. We'll take that. We'll take that. Unstoppable cracking pen. It really was, to be fair. Our performance might remain rubbish, but take that. We'll take it. FCSB, by the way, making a sub. Campagno coming off for Mikulescu is how I'm going to say it. Probably incorrectly, but still. No net, I'd still be going. Man, just give it a big boff. Just absolutely walloped it. You can, Leon. It went in. We're good. It's fine. Jerry, chill out. Stu does amazing work. If you haven't already subscribed to Disable Team, I would highly recommend it. Stu is a lovely man. Lee is a good lad as well. Absolutely excellent combo. They make really good videos about Leeds, but also about the Premier League in general, including a couple of West Ham fans appear on the channel from time to time as well. You're talking Kieran, who is a watch-along original on these watch-alongs. He was one of the first people to watch them. He's one of the first commenters on that. Big Kieran, and of course Titch as well over at Hammers Fans United. So I'd highly recommend it. So Jerry, chill out, bruv. His name's Stuart. He's a lovely man. Fans of all clubs are welcome in this stream. As Sean says here, let's kick on now. Let's use this to go at it. I'm seeing the word Popescu, Octavian in the chat. I haven't seen Octavian, but I've seen Popescu. So, you know. Kera, nice ball forward into Paqueta. He's finding himself quite deep, but again, he's pulling the strings a little bit. That ball, of course, for the pen was him. Bowen does well, takes it and drives past two and puts in a really nice ball to Antonio, who can't quite convert. Jared Bowen doing really well there. Antonio's insisting that's a corner and we're going to get one. Good work. Just quick turn of pace from Jared Bowen. Picks up. He's got two defenders pressurizing him. A third comes across and he just slots it perfectly in between him into the path of Mikel Antonio. A good opportunity, but I like Stan's performance. Me too. No, Octavian Popescu. Octavian. It's going to be a corner from the right-hand side. Bowen's going to take it. It's not a bad one. Ogbonna couldn't quite get there. It's going to be yet another corner. Second one in. Whipped in. Bit close to the goalkeeper. Not bad, but a bit close to the goalkeeper who can collect it. Yeah, they're both looking lively. Call it now, Mulch. Call your shot. You know? Just hear a crowd. Jared Bowen are looking good. He just picks up the ball, strides through the middle, tries to lay it off to Antonio, and couldn't quite make it, but Sufal does well to pick up the ball. Back to Paqueta, who's maybe going to go for it. Oh, that's a nice reverse pass into Antonio. Pulls it across. Oh, Bowen. Oh, we're knocking on the door now, people. We're knocking on the door. We keep possession of the ball. Pablo Fornals on this left-hand side. Again, nice little pass for Emerson. Tries to put it across. Can't quite do it. Fornals is there. Maybe a second chance. Little wrong foot. We'll take that. Played into Bowen. Gets to the chest. Can't quite get there. Oh, awkward defending. Antonio's there. Emerson. Oh, yes. Emerson. We will be taking that. Thank you very much. I tell you what. It's been getting there. We've been slowly getting the momentum in this second half. And now Emerson awkwardly scrambles it into the net. And I am completely and utterly okay with that. West Ham United 2, FCSB 1. It's like, sure, we'll take it. Always rate Emerson. Always rate him. Fornals, reverse pass into the path of Emerson. Gets his second opportunity when that one doesn't quite work out. So plays it in. Bowen can't quite get there. Antonio can't quite get there. And Emerson just runs onto it, hits it. It hits off the goalkeeper's leg. They all count. He just runs on, absolutely smacks it. Take a second goal. Second goal is important. Lady Dimitrescu. I can't be dealing with this sort of stress, David. Not now. I can't be dealing with Lady Dimitrescu vibes now. Not now. West Ham United 2. CSB 1. Come on. Now we're here. We've been, like I say, the momentum's been building in this second half. We've been slowly getting there. We've been finding a bit of space and joy with Mikel Antonio. Nice 1-2 down the line. Declan Rice, nosebleed position. Cross the flex. He's going to battle for it a second time. Oh, he does well to get involved in that. And West Ham win it from there. Paqueta gets the controls it, plays it across for Bowen. I'm not going to lie. I think he might have shot and it just ended up going close to Bowen, but it was almost incredible. Declan Rice battles well with it, just forcing it an awkward clearance. Fornals lays it into the path of Paqueta, who takes it past one and then just a little bit off balance with his weak foot, just sort of hits it. The way he hits it with the pace, I think that is a shot, but still. 3-1 needs to happen. Yeah. Jesus Christ, the rain's going wild. And FSB are through. FSB? FCS. Bucharest were almost through. The rain coming down. And there was a slip, apparently. We didn't see it on camera. But I heard the commentator say it was when we were in replay. And FCSB have a corner. Like I say, we've been building that momentum, right? We've been trying to find a little bit more to our game. We brought on all of our big names and a couple of opportunities, a couple of shaky opportunities from them, and they just seem to crumble a little bit. The penalty happens. Fuck's sake, bruv. Yeah, a little bit. The penalty comes. And we've just sort of been getting better and better as we've been going. Now, again, defensively, this is where the task has been because we've been a really nice back kill. Oh, beautiful. That was really nice from FCSB and just in general. That was really nice. But West Ham have a good opportunity to counter-attack. And again, we're going to look to exploit that space. They've got back well and they've got back fast, to be fair. They've been caught out a couple of times and now they've got back. Soufal into Bowen. He pulls it back from Pablo Fornals. Hits it. Save. Antonio's there. Hits it. Save again. Oh. And offside against Pablo Fornals, who's there. Flipping heck. Again, just close. Bowen pulls it back really nicely for Pablo Fornals just to pick him out there. And then Mikel Antonio on the second shot. It wasn't a great shot. It wasn't a great position to take the shot, but he sort of swings around and hits it. And goalkeeper does well to get down hard and fast and get it away with one hand. Fornals, who was in the position to take advantage of it, was offside. This game's getting open. This game's getting a bit more end-to-end. Ball over the top. Emerson cuts that one out well into the path of Pablo Fornals. Nice pass into Paqueta. He's got options ahead of him. Oh, just a slightly heavy touch, but he wins it back. He works well to win it back after a heavy touch let him down. Downs and Bryce combine well there just to keep possession of the ball. And now what can we do with it? Geo said 2-0, didn't he? And I said 2-1. Unless Geo said... If Geo did say 2-1, then I would stick with my 2-0 prediction. And to be fair, I only didn't say 2-0 because I thought Geo said it. And I don't want to copy him because... You know what I mean? Same, Ray. I'm loving it. I think he's looking really good. I think he's looking really, really good. Nice play from FCSB, but good cut out by Emerson. Fornals, nice through ball there. First time touch to Antonio. Antonio refines Fornals. Is going to hit it. Oh, good save. I tell you what, it was a good shot and a header back from Dower into the goalkeeper's hands. I tell you what, Fornals has his shooting boots on today. Usually not super accurate, but my man's popping off shots from range today, and they're on target and they're making the goalkeeper work. Okay. When I wasn't listening to him. And he might have said it when I was here as well, and I just wasn't listening. Okay, fair enough. I stand corrected. I have been caught. West Ham just cancelling that one out. Rice with the ball. Oh, does really well there to find Pablo Fornals in space, who then tries to lay it early for Mikel Antonio. The idea was nice, and always he's managed to snip in around the back of that Dower there. That's a corner. That's a corner. Good work, Mikel Antonio. You love to see it. Fornals just playing a through ball through, and it looks like a lost cause. And Antonio sort of slowed down as if to go, yeah, I'm not going to get this one. And then just a little bit of indecisiveness from Dower there puts him into a position where Antonio could sneak in, and we get a corner from it. Dower's down with cramp. Pablo Fornals helping out. Good guy, Pablo. You know what I mean? You love to see it. You love to see it. Great running. Yeah, we've been getting better and better as the half has gone on. Here we go. Whipped in from the corner from Fornals. No one can quite get there. Kara was around. Goalkeeper, that time with a little bit more confidence, collects it. Good guy, Pablo, you know. Good guy, Pablo. Lovely guy. I appreciate that. I'm a fanboy of his, but lovely guy. Punted forward. Kara, not a convincing header, but he gets enough on it to win the ball. Fornals does well to keep possession under a lot of pressure there. And he wins the foul from it. A lot of pressure, and he does well just to keep the ball, just protecting it from the FCSB player, who then picks up a yellow card. The DeVito effect, Glenn? Maybe. Who knows? Lost Angel, I assume you're an FCSB fan, in which case I would say, I didn't think it was a pen either, but no VAR, so what are we going to do? It's just the way life is. It's just the way life is. Oh, Paqueta with a little cheeky no-look pass. It doesn't quite come off for him, but the fact he even tried it. Oh, Flynn Downs, man. He's having a really good game there, just covering and just recycling the ball there. You love to see it. Oh, but Pablo Fornals with a back heel now. Boys, the Samba vibes are out. You know? We've been playing football with those little mini balls. Brazilian football. You know what I mean? We're having a grand old time. The old Joga Bonito adverts are playing in the background. FIFA Streets just come out on PlayStation 2. Bro, we're here. We're vibing. No look passes, back heels. We're just out. We're just doing our thing. We're just doing our thing. And I, for one, love to see it. The addition of Dan Inks can't be better than There we go. I didn't think it was, but you know me, I don't really care what a first decision makes. So no bells needed. NBR. This is a big NBR fixture, Graham. You know what I mean? It felt like for a moment it was an SBR fixture, but now it's an NBR fixture. Ooh, a little bit, just a split, just an inch away from being a really effective moment of FSS for Bucharest. Oh, nice play. Rice does well, exchanges it with Paqueta, gets it forward again, does Rice into the pass for Sufal, puts it into Antonio, who does Antonio things with a big old mishit thing. Danny's the 12th man. Yeah. 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 But we recycle the possession. We've got all of the possession right now as well. Okay, trying to just stab it into the path of Antonio. A little bit too cute that time. We could do that when we're in the lead, but a little bit too cute that time. David, please. I've been reading all of these and enjoying them. There's something about Sharon Atkinson, which is just... I enjoyed it. 5 minutes to go plus stoppage time. 2-1 up. We're doing really well right now. The levels seem to have increased tenfold. That's not to say like they definitely can't get something in here. That moment there a second ago, there was just a foot difference with that pass into being a beautiful piece of play and a just slightly mishit pass. That's the sort of fine margins we're working with right now. And I'm still not convinced about our defensive side of our game at all today. But from an attacking standpoint, we're doing relatively well. Even Emerson steps forward defensively, and he's done it again there. He's done it again now. I think it was decently done. Come on, Mixale. That's what we need. We need another goal for Mixale. Goal difference, sure, but also, come on. What do you think of that back? I think defensively he's been shaky. Going forward, I've liked him, Ray. What about you? Going forward, I've liked him, but defensively, I think he's been a bit iffy. Although second half, I think he's stepped up defensively, to be fair. I think his levels have raised. But going forward, I thought he had an all right. I think he's had an all right game, to be fair. No, not at all, CNC. I'll be honest with you. Look, it's one of those situations where, a lot of our first half performances have been weak this season, and we're clearly still putting stuff together. Defensively, we're not as strong as we once were. Ogbonna, Kara, sort of not really working too well today, although, it is what it is. And attacking-wise, it just wasn't really happening for us. I'm confident we will get there, but I wouldn't say we're anywhere close to being there yet. And I would still, like I say, I think we're trying to now live up to the expectations we have set over the last couple of seasons, whereas the last couple of seasons, it was all about overachievement, basically. Potentially, it's a good point, Logan. It's probably not a coincidence that his main original players that he's had for a couple of years playing the same football every single week, week in, week out. It's probably not a shock that when they came on, we started playing better. That's a fair point. I would say so, yes. I would say so. I thought before their goal in the first half, I thought we were the better team. I thought we were comfortably the better team. I thought they had a couple of half chances here and there, but realistically, we were better. We were in control and everything else. And then they had the sort of 10 minutes after their goal where they looked a lot brighter than we did. And then in the second half has been almost consistently our game. So I would say so. I'd say we deserve this. I don't know. Maybe I would entertain an argument to say the otherwise, but personally I would say we deserve this. West Ham passing it around at the back right now. Oh, Piquet's just lovely back heel, and Antonio does well to turn the defender just with ease. 1-on-1, bang, hits it, goalkeeper poor, but we will not be complaining. Mikel Antonio scores a football goal. It's West Ham United 3, FCSB 1. You love to see it. You love to see it, ladies and gentlemen. (3-1). Big plays. Rice lays it into Paqueta with the back heel, first time into Antonio, who just uses his strength to protect the ball from the oncoming defender, to turn him, just to keep control of it, 50-50, then turns, uses pace to get away from it, and then he not quite one-on-one with the goalkeeper. There's a defender coming across to try and cover, but he lays it up onto his weaker foot of all things, hits it, and I'll be honest, not great goalkeeping. Their goalkeeper has been sus a couple of times today, and that was yet another opportunity of that where Mikel Antonio's hit it and he gets a hand on it, but I do not care. We will be taking that cheeky back heel in the build-up, we'll be taking that all day. There we go. 3-1, ladies and gentlemen. 6 minutes of added time, of which we are, of course, 20-something seconds into, almost 30 seconds into. They're going to make a final substitution. Well, you'd imagine a final substitution. They might make another one. Who knows? Who knows? I think it's been interesting, Jay Walker, that he since he's scored, I think he's looked a lot more active. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, please stand to attention and round of applause. The legend has returned. Virgil van Dawson. I tell you what, as Bonner was coming off there, I was like, is he coming off? And he was smiling. He looked happy, and I see why. Because Dawson is back. Yes. Get that ball towards him and watch him end someone. Let's go. That's what I want right now. Steaua Bucharest, not knowing what's going on. Radoslavescu, by the way, has come on for Steaua Bucharest. But, Sufal, a little bit. I think Boners looked good after the goal, is what I'm saying. Oh, Poch is an infinitely... Oh, hit from range, but it's blocked. Dawson just says no. Dawson says no. You love to see it. Poch is an infinitely better manager. I'm not going to say that. If you told me tomorrow, CAC, you have a choice between him, Moyes, or Poch, I would 1000% obviously pick Pochettino. But I don't think that's a situation we're in. I also don't think that David Moyes deserves to lose his job right now. But I know that's a conversation that will continue to go on for the next couple of weeks. Especially if football does end up being cancelled for a little while, then that conversation will only grow and grow and grow. But on the back of a 3-1 win, you know. But I don't not see the points, because again, I think it was Logan in here earlier who said that I'm not super into David Moyes, because I'm not, but I've got hiccups now. Why now, of all times? When Dawson's back, it's the excitement. The gas has got to me, ladies and gentlemen. The gas has got to me. We've got 3 minutes of stoppage time left. I'll remind you all now, if you haven't already, to make sure to subscribe to the Hammers Chat YouTube channel and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss out on future videos, because we were the only West Ham channel last season to do a watch-along every single match day without fail. And I will keep saying that until I miss a day, which might or might not happen. Who knows? But until that point, we'll be the only one last season, and I'm hoping to try and continue that as much as humanly possible last year. And as you can see, I do this by myself. Lots of other channels do them, 2 people, 3 people on the stream. Do this by myself, so it's basically you. You guys make this. It's nothing to do with me. We have to have this conversation together, and without you, it would be an absolute mess. Let's be honest about it. It would be an absolute mess. You guys make it. So if you haven't already, subscribe, bell notification, and hey, like the video while you're there. I did say we were going to try and get to 500. We hit 400 at halftime. I was like, screw it. Getting 100 likes in a half would have been was a big ask, a huge ask. But we're at 459 right now. So if we all just went wild and just absolutely big old like spike, just smacking it down, the equivalent of bringing on the big boys West Ham style, just started going absolutely ham on that button, then we would hit that 500. We're getting close. Right? So we're at 472. Come on, people. 481. We're flying. We can do this. Come on, people. Let's get it there. 491. Oh my God. We've almost got like 50 likes in like a minute or less. 497. Bruv, if we hit 500 in that short space of time, that's insane. 509. Yes. That was mad. That was completely that was bonkers. It's still going, by the way. We're at 528. It's still absolutely skyrocketing. I should not have worked the way it did. While you're hitting the like button, by the way, let me know from a West Ham perspective. Oh my God, we're almost at 550. We get James is shouting 600, and I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of half possible right now. The amount of people who are getting that like button right now, 600 could actually be possible. While you're there, let me know who is your man of the match from a West Ham perspective. The person who gets the most amount of votes in the chat, as I'm just sort of briefly looking. It's not scientific in any way, shape, or form. It's just whoever gets the most amount of votes will win the Hammers Chat Man of the Match award. So get on that one. We've got a minute left to play. Shot from range, easily collected. We're at 572 likes. 577. We've just got like, in the space of like 3 minutes, we've got way over 100. 581. Mikel Antonio could be through. Collects the ball. Lays it short for 4 now. Oh, it was Paqueta. Oh, was it? No. Yeah, it's Paqueta couldn't quite get a touch on it. 585. 591. 9 more likes. Come on, Charlie. Thank you, Frank. And we hit 600. We hit like 150 likes in the space of however much time that was. Like 2-3 minutes. 599. Are we going to hit that 600? That was 602. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know what? Let's be real. That was the influence of Craig Dawson, wasn't it? 610. Jesus Christ, it's still going up. While you do that, let's have a look at some of these Man of the Match awards. That's lunacy how much that's just gone up, by the way. Right, where are we at? Try to scroll up, just have a look. Downs. There is the final whistle. The final whistle ends West Ham United 3, FCSB 1. Dominant performance. I think Downs is the guy who gets it, but Downs. Thank you very much, Taxi. Appreciate you coming. Appreciate it. Where else are we at? Downs, Charlie Man match as usual. Thank you, Val. You wrong as usual. I take it. Downs, Skamaka. Has Skamaka scored? He did not score today. He has scored, but he did not score today. Downs. Dawson. You love to see it. Downs. I'll give it to Downs. Congratulations, Downs, on winning your Hammers Chat Man of the Match award. Ladies and gentlemen, we have flown past 600. We're at 629 likes. We've gone up almost 200 in the space of just stoppage time alone. We've got almost 200 likes in that insanely small space of time. Thank you so much. Remember to stick around because we will be having our live match review. It's still going. It's at 639 now. It's still just jumping up by like 10 every time it refreshes, which is mad. Stick around because, of course, we have that live match review in just a moment. A big win, early win, putting it down, making it a thing that we are saying we are the biggest team in this group by far. 648, Jesus Christ. And you love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. Whatever happens, whether we're here, whether we're not, we'll see what happens next weekend, obviously. But enjoy yourselves. Stay safe. I hope you're all right. 663. I'm going to end the video now, despite the fact I want to keep going just to see how far we can push this likes thing. I'm going to stop now. Make sure to keep pushing that like one. Subscribe because we're the only West Ham channel. We did watch alongs every single game last season. Hit that bell notification button. Stick around because Geo Gonzo will be live in just a moment for their full-time match review. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once more to Dave, twice, Paul, and Dream for their super chats. And I will see you all for the next game. Cheers, everyone. Thank you very much. Bye.